And hello, everybody. Welcome to what is going to be another week here at AEL, but not any other week. No. Some might call it week 5. Some might call it the last week in November, but it is grand final week here for Term 4 of High School Rocket League. My name is Maximilian Thor von Neumann, also known as Formal Casting, as I am keen to bring you what will be our final High School Rocket League broadcast of the year. Kind of exciting, kind of lonely, because here on my own, as I mentioned before, but it's all well and good because it's going to be a massive day regardless. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not even 4, but 5 series are going to be played today as our top teams will be competing to try and, well, win it all. We're going to be seeing a lot of series for sure, starting, of course, with our first round of this finals bracket. It's going to be a bit of a sister match as Marceline Blue will be taking on Marceline Maroon. It's going to be a fun one for sure. Obviously, we'll kind of see how it does play out. It's kind of hard to pick a favorite this early into the day. But before we go too far, once again, I would like to thank some of our sponsors. Oh, that's a fly that just went across the screen. I would like to thank some of our sponsors for this event, starting, of course, with RIG, What It Takes to Win, some of the best headsets out there. They are our gaming headset partner, providing some of the best audio quality, be it for music, be it for movies, or be it for gaming in and of itself. You want to hear, those fraggers sneaking up behind you. Or, you're playing Halo, you want to hear them sneaking up behind you, boom, get one of these. Rocket League, you don't maybe need it as much, but hey, maybe you want those sweet tunes, get you in the zone. I know when I play, I listen to music, it helps me, so they're pretty nice there. Also, Indomie, get game with Indomie to win. They always have some pretty sick prizes going on at their website, so please check them out. I want to call them, the food sponsor. I don't think that's actually what they're called, but it's Indomie noodles. We all know them. We all know McGoring. That's the red one. It's the logo. It's delicious. Fantastic. My housemate, again, stole some of mine, right before the stream, just like last week, back to back. He's consistent if nothing else. Then, of course, Chatime. What's your favorite flavor? Mine? Grapefruit green tea, half ice, no sugar. Maybe put in some blueberry pearls. That's the ticket for me. That fly is it's not gonna last long in this stream. I'm gonna say that right now. But absolutely love me some Chatime. Check them out. They have over 100 stores throughout Australia and then some. So I'm sure there's one nearby. I might actually do drop a Chatime Uber Eats order. We'll kind of see how we'll go throughout the stream, but that might be a thing that happens. If I'm going solo, if I get a bit parched, I might need some of that. Furthermore, of course, you saw that before, but it lies within. It is, of course, Predator, our gaming PC partner. Big thank you. They're powered by the latest Intel GPU, CPU cards. I think they're CPU. I don't know. I'm not a tech person, believe it or not. It's kind of strange. I'm a sports person. That's why I love esports. But, yeah, big thank you to Predator, the gaming PC partner. Look, I have a Predator laptop. Not going to lie. It's pretty sweet. I keep it close to me at any time whenever I travel as well. So it's a good machine. In fact, before I bought a proper browser, it is what I use. So a big thank you to them. Of course, we also have AOC, our gaming monitor partner, Pixel Perfect Gaming through AOC. Again, fantastic stuff. So a big thank you to them. And last but definitely not least, ViewSonic, our education partner for this event involving visual solutions for work, learning, and play. A big thank you to ViewSonic and all of our sponsors for this high school event. Now, you kind of heard the players possibly jumping in and out of the lobby. I'm just going to give them the go-ahead to go right now. I think we're going to jump straight into the action. Marceline Blue taking on Marceline Orange. It is going to be a battle for sure. Champions Field to start off the day. It's going to be a fun one as everyone does head in on that blue side. In case you might be wondering, we have players still jumping in. Here we go. We have Simi, we have Massey, and we have Bloodthirsty. Very illiterate, that squad. Meanwhile, on the orange side, it's Debonaise, 6'6", and a kick, as well as Mosty NRD. Now, for our first 2 series of the day, something to take note. We are not playing a best of 5. We are actually opening with a best of 3. Our second series will be a best of 3 as well. That's because we have it's double elimination, which means B, we have a lot of matches to go through. So everyone get snug, everyone get comfy. It's going to be a long day of Rocket League. 2 best of 3s and then 3 best of 5 series to determine our grand final. And I do not believe there's a bracket reset. I'm going to ask for confirmation on that. Hopefully it will be passed through because that would be utterly insane because then we could possibly have 4 best of 5 series, which would just be so much fun. That's a lot of Rocket League, though. I will admit that would be a lot of Rocket League. A 6 and a kick. Going to go ahead and clear that one out of the box. Look, to start off this day already, I'm liking the tempo. that we're getting from both of these teams. 6 and a kick, teeing it up for Mosty. Fortunately, it's not going to result in a goal just yet. As we do get comfy, do get snug in this. Now, look, I mentioned this before. I'm going to go ahead and mention this one again. This is a little bit of the solo cast experience, all right? It is me on my own right now, which is always, wow, a fun time. This is a little bit of the solo. Whoop, you just didn't hear that? Well, that was me bringing up the stream because that's me wanting to have a chat with anyone who happens to be tuning in. I got to make sure I can see it. So if we want to have a conversation, if you want to provide your insight, I'm all about that interaction today. I don't have Fetch. I don't have Gex to talk sweet nothings with as we talk about whatever we were talking about last night during the Bendigo Cup. That was a journey. 3:18 still to go on the clock. 6 and a kick. Tries to dribble it across midfield. Can only go so far. Bloodthirsty forced to fall back. The Gex formal combo is something to behold, I think, out there. As Massey swings and misses, but that's okay. You got Mosty NRD trying to get it towards the goal. Not able to pop it through just yet, so it'll be Mosty from behind. Keeping that ball held up high. Bloodthirsty having a peek, but 6-6 and a kick will be the one who drives it into the corner, where Bloodthirsty will corral it. Slow dribble. Try to maintain possession. Cannot get it past that midfield. Mosty as well from underneath, isn't able to really drive too much. Shot will come from the side. Nearly halfway through this game between the two sister teams, opening affair, and no goal scored yet. The net looks open. Debonaise in an awkward spot. Here comes Simi, and that's going to be first goal for Marceline Blue. They get it in just before the halfway point. 1-0 lead. Debonaise kind of gets caught in an awkward position. Was not able to corral that. So it's going to be a quick 1-0 start in favor of our blue side. As we keep rolling along. Yeah, just a quick reminder, we do not have a bracket reset today, so that final, I mean, there's no real winner's advantage by the sound of things, which is fine. I mean, your winner's advantage is you get to play less games to get to that grand final. Shot from Massey. Not quite going to hit its mark. Just a little bit short. Still 2:13 on the clock. Ball off that backboard. 6-6 and a kick. Keeps it snug and finds that second touch to put it in the goal. Tie ball game now at 1 apiece. Hydration is going to be key today. I will say that. So if you ever hear pauses in the conversation, it's not me being awkward. It's just me having a little sippy sip of that water, which is going to be so important. Also, Massey, it looks like, running the endpoint octane. Interesting. I would have liked to see a little bit of OCE team representation, but that's all well and good. Everyone's allowed to support who they want to support, whatever team they wish to support. Tie ball game. Minute 55 still to go on the clock, so still a lot of time in this game as we're going to see a little bit of that back and forth. Just going to adjust my audio a little bit so we're not quite as peaky. There we go. All right, Debonaise off of that corner. Can't get that ball too far underneath. Bloodthirsty's going to try to corral it, looking for Simi. They don't connect on the pass, and it actually turns into a dangerous situation. Marceline Maroon wasn't expecting a complete breakdown of midfield play coming from the blue side, so they're unable to turn that into a goal. Very awkward play right there as Mosty will keep that ball held underneath. Pass back towards the middle of the field. Mosty swings. Mosty misses. Debonaise will be the one who follows it up, looking for that double touch off that backboard. Not quite there. 6-6 and a kick. Stays underneath. Gets it past one defender. Won't be able to get it past the second. Now we'll leave it for Bloodthirsty to just corral it across that middle of the field where Debonaise will collect, looking for a pass. 6-6 and a kick. That was a good pass and shot. That's what I do want to see from this Maroon team. Unfortunately, it doesn't turn it into a goal for them, but they still have plenty of time left. Obviously, 50 seconds remaining. Low-scoring game. Massey almost own goals it on the attempt to the corner. Did get enough behind it, and I'm sure they're thinking, yeah, that wasn't even close. As we do see, ball thrown across the pitch right now. Debonaise waits underneath, taps it up to themselves across the middle of the field, intercepted by Bloodthirsty, where Simi will push it forward. 30 seconds remaining. Tie ball game. Next Gale. It's winning game number 1, be it regulation or overtime. And what a way to start off the day if we go to a game 1 overtime to kick things off. Well, Bloodthirsty says, yeah, nah, I'm not feeling that. Going to go ahead and get a goal with 22 seconds remaining. Bloodthirsty underneath. Touch, shot, goal. Fantastic stuff right there. 2-1 lead now in favor of Marceline Blue. We're just going to call them blue and maroon. I feel like we know the school that's playing. So we'll keep it nice and simple in that regard. It's Bloodthirsty. Oh, unable to really get into a good spot. We'll have to watch that one sail above. Debonaise looking to throw it down to someone. It will be Massey who actually intercepts the play as the ball goes the other way. Touch from the corner. That's going in. Massey finds the angle. Their first goal of the game. And if we weren't sure before, we're definitely going to be sure now. That's going to be game number 1 going in favor of Marceline Blue. Very, very quick opening right now for this team. Mostly had not really having that performance they were hoping for. But that's okay. Still plenty of time left in this one. 0 seconds left on the clock. Ball will hit the ground in front of the net. Marceline Blue takes game number 1. Very good start for this team as we're going to quickly ready up. I mean, I expect this series to be fast and furious. It's hard for me to be convinced that any team realistically isn't going to get swept, at least at the start of the day. I look at Marceline Blue, and I do get a little bit confident right now. 7 shots compared to 4. All 4 shots coming from 6-6 and a kick, as well as that 1 goal. 3-1 victory. They only need to take 1 more. It's a very good place to be in a best of 3. You don't really have that feeling out process that much. It's very fast, very furious. So I do expect to see perhaps another quick game here at Champions Field. We'll see if it does pay off. Sorry, just going zen for a moment as that fly returned its. I'm watching you fly. Get too close. Gonna get one. Either way, 4:55 still on the clock right now. Massey, shot towards the net. Going to be saved initially by 6-6 and a kick, but that drive pass back to the middle of the field does get shut down. As we watch Bloodthirsty get demoed. From underneath, Massey has a look. Doesn't find that touch just yet. Simi swings. Simi misses. Going to take it all the way back towards the backboard. And, whoa, awkward approach, but Massey wins a nice 50. Still will turn to a pass. Debonese not wanting to commit to the pass. Interesting. Yeah, still a tough situation as Simi puts up another one. That's going to go all the way to the backboard. Simi is there. Trying to find that right moment when to strike. Gets the touch from underneath. Now we'll play it off. That backward shot coming from Bloodthirsty is not going to hit its mark. Not right away, at least. Massey will put another one towards the net. Debonese throwing it down. Simi had a look, but was a little bit nervous when it came to committing for the play. 6-6 and a kick. Gets that ball to the middle of the field underneath. Mostly DNR. Oh, can't win that 50. Can't win that challenge against the first defender. It really feels like the mid-pitch control right now has been quite one-sided in favor of Marceline Blue. So, of course, as soon as I say that, the gap is found by the maroon side all the way to the backboard. Simi, it's a weaker touch. 6-6 and a kick. We'll try to play it through the corner. 2 defenders waiting on post defense. Will be enough for a relatively easy save. Follow through as well from underneath. Simi tries to stay with it, but the pinch does find its way going corner to corner. Massey from behind. Can't get to the ball in time. Simi, big swing and a miss. That opens up the entirety of the field, and it's going to be a goal. 6-6 and a kick with the strike. You saw it as soon as the misread came through that middle of the pitch. Simi went for boost instead of ball, and it left Bloodthirsty in a 2v1 with the entirety of the middle of the field open. There was no way they were going to find a save if any shot came on target. So good stuff coming from Maroon to give themselves a lead in this series. We will see where it goes from here as Debonese will try to play it through the corner. Simi, though, cuts it off middle of the field. Shot is a goal. And just like that, you blink and you miss it. All of a sudden, we are tied once again, 1-1. As that equalizing score is found. Simi, good shot right down that middle. Here we go. Still a lot of time left on the clock. A bit unfortunate for Maroon. They finally get that lead, and things kind of explode for them, but they do have time to bring it back. Let's see if they're going to be able to find that goal. They are going to be on the attacking side, at least momentarily, until Massey will be the one who starts to drive it back. 6-6 and a kick. Only go so much with it. Tries to drive it past Simi, but has the ball taken away. Ball up for grabs in the air. Shot coming from Bloodthirsty, but it's not quite on target. And 6-6 and a kick will start to drive it back up that other way. Now again, it was Blue who took game number 1. Just to remind everyone. For some reason, it didn't mark on the top right there. I'm a little bit surprised by that, so we're going to go ahead and fix that just so you guys can see what happened. That's really weird how it didn't do that. But either way, Blue is now up 2-1 as they find yet another goal. Great little shot coming from Massey. Just won that race against Debonese. And unfortunately for Mosty, not in position for the save. So a 2-1 lead, half a game to go. Marceline Blue, if they hold on to this one, they're going to be walking away our victors in our opening series for the afternoon. on the offense yet again after this kickoff. Bloodthirsty looking to pass it to themselves. Won't be able to go too far with it. 2 defenders, 3 defenders all in the middle of the field. Massey the only one who commits. Had there been a bit more speed to 6-6 in a kick, maybe they could have found a way. It would have been tough. Swing and a miss from Simi, I should say, as they aren't unable to stay with the play. Bloodthirsty now will actually get a nice read. Oh, it looked like 6-6 in a kick. Sorry, not 6-6 in a kick. It looked like someone on the attacking side had a chance to make that read. I believe it was not. Point was, it was a nice read off the wall. That's what I'm trying to get at. As we do see Massey try to play it through the corner. Ball in the air, up for grabs. Mosty, shot slow towards the net. Read by Simi, who's going to try to drive it across the middle of the field. Actually get it past Debonese. And, well, back and forth we go. Both teams giving a lot of space until it's actually Maroon who looked to shut the space down. A little bit surprising to see that come from the orange team right now. However, Maroon is the team that needs a bit more of that pressure. They're desperate to find it right now because if they don't find a goal in a minute and a half, this opening series is done. Mosty will start with possession from their own corner. Gets it over and past one defender, but loses possession in the process. That's where 6-6 in the kick will follow it through. Mosty doesn't win the 50 in front of the net, but it's a double commit into the corner. A chance for Debonese, who cannot get to the ball in time. Ball now coming back up that other way. Simi looking to put the nail in the coffin. Passes it back to Massey through the corner, but not enough boost to commit. Bloodthirsty did stay back, and that will give Blue a relatively easy save initially. Pass across the middle, but Mosty was too far forward. Under a minute to go. Mosty with possession, with boost, but no shot. 48 seconds. Bloodthirsty. Clear across the middle. Massey trying to follow along, but it will be Debonese who plays it off that backboard. Tries to stay with the play. Simi underneath. Touch. Ball. Backboard. Saved by Mosty. Bloodthirsty. Follow through. Backboard. Double touch. Not in. That would have been a great way to end this series. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite hit its mark as Simi will be the next player forward. Getting that ball again to that backboard, but with under 30 seconds, Marceline Blue just need to keep this possession. Maroon running out of time. Although that's an awkward play, they get past the second attacker. Simi able to rotate back, and Mosty was too far back to follow it up, but it's a delayed approach from Simi. 8 seconds remaining. Where is the Maroon side? They delay in their press forward, and the easy lob over the top might actually set up a goal the other way. 6 in the kick, tries to keep possession. Bloodthirsty takes the shot, misses, doesn't matter. Marceline Blue win the game. They take that game number 2, 2-1. They take the series 2-0, and they advance to the next round of the playoffs. Very well done by Marceline Blue. Very well done making their campaign for today, starting it off with the win. It'll be exciting to see how far they can take this one overall. Look, jumping back to yours truly right now. That's how we start off our afternoon. But remember, this is only our first game. We have a lot of Rocket League still to come. 4 more series, and when we return, it's going to be another best of 3. Now, I can't tell you who's playing because I don't know yet. We got to wait for some of these matches to resolve themselves. That was a very quick opener. So do stay with us. When we come back, it will be time for our second match of our Term 4 final. Now, I just spent that entire time speaking while muted. No, okay, so what I was trying to get at, yeah, facial hair change, mustache now, it's probably going to leave by the end of the day. Queensland hot, that's why I did it. Hawker versus Marceline. It's a long day living in Reseda. All right, anyways, players are looking to be jumping to the pitch already, so we're just going to go straight into it. Again, we've already seen Marceline Blue. They've already done well, so hopefully they will be able to have another strong performance. That said, Hawker is one of the best-looking schools in this event. So we're going to go straight to that action. Utopia Coliseum for our second best of three, our final best of three, but only our second series of the afternoon as we get that game audio in for you right as we kick this bad boy off. It's already going to be put on that back foot. Look, we already know Marceline, but let's take a look at Hawker. They've got Fruity, they've got Ultras, and they have Xenix Rocket League. This is one of the best trios in this event. High expectations for this team. They should be one of the favorites to perhaps win it all against them. We've already seen Simi, we've already seen Bloodthirsty, and we've seen Massey. If they're going to be able to pull off another one, well, we will get to it. I just realized I shaved my hair, like beard, and did a full mustache meme that I forgot to undo the audio of when Fruity is playing, who is one of the biggest memers on Twitter within the Australian Rocket League community. And they're getting the first goal as well. So there you have it, Fruity. A nice little call out and a nice little goal just to open up our second best of three. Found that angle right over the top of Massey. That one was going to go through, and we have ourselves a 1-0 lead for Hawker. Ultras as well, going to be another player to look out for. Really, it's a strong player in the scene. Strong racer in Formula 1 as well. Ex-teammate of mine, no longer my teammate. They abandoned me, so a little bit hurt, but that's how it is. As we do see a shot coming from Ultras across the middle. Not quite there. Simi misses. Xenix misses as well. Very sloppy play coming from both teams. First minute has come to pass, though, and it will be Ultras causing two defenders to miss. Eventually, the ball does get its way to the backboard. Now, one of the key reasons why we saw Marceline win that opening series was their ability to control the middle of the field. Notice, though, how throughout this opening game thus far, they have been on the back foot the entire time. Just have not had the speed or the space to play with. So Massey is going to try to do it themselves, swinging a miss from the defense. But eventually the ball does make its way off the backboard. That was a chance for Massey. Instead, we kind of go the other way. Ultras from underneath pops it up over Simi. Now trying to find a pinch, and it will go through. Ultras making that late pinch work. Wow. Not only is Ultras a traitor when it comes to Formula 1, but there's also a traitor when it comes to which teams they represent. Again, another esports team that's not Ground Zero or the Renegades, but some NA squad known by NRG. Oh, just because they're the best team in the world right now. I see how it is. I see how it is, Ultras. I see what you're trying to do. Well, let's see what you can do right here. A lot of space, only one defender to work with. Keeps it off the backboard where Fruity is waiting. Great saved by Bloodthirsty, stopping what would have been a very easy go-ahead goal. As we do continue along with this one. Did I spell Hawker incorrectly? Uh-oh. Have I done it? No, I spelled it right. Okay. That's a little bit nervous right there. Ball still making its way towards that back corner where eventually Massey will stick with it. Why did I think I spelled Hawker incorrectly? I'm in trouble. Jamie DiPaula rooting for Marceline. I have to admit, Jamie, this is probably going to be a tough match for them. You've got two well-known figures within that Rocket League community, two players with potential. If they continue to put in that grind, they could see themselves going quite far, and then, well, Simi perhaps just scored on them. So I think it says a lot about the perceptive strength of Marceline as well, that they can go toe-to-toe. Ultras unable to clear that one out of the box, doesn't get that second touch. Simi puts it in, so there you go, Marceline. Marceline getting a goal right back. Of course, it is Marceline blue and orange. As Fruity off the kickoff gets the second touch. Not accurate, not in the net this time, but we'll see where they go for here. As they do take it back that other way. Ball might eventually be up for grabs. As we see shots off that backboard, Fruity has a look, but isn't able to sort of redirect it that right way. Eventually, we will get that ball into the corner. A lot of pressure in that corner. But no one's taking that shot. Eventually it will come from Ultros off the backboard. Simi underneath with possession. Apologies for that. Let's just get some more water in me. As we see Ultros, kind of lose complete control on the wind-up. Xanax is there. Xanax, I should say. As the ball comes off that backboard underneath, Xanax has a look, but won't be able to turn that into a goal. Not this time, not right away. Ball will make its way all the way towards that backboard. As we see Fruity will corral it across that middle of the pitch. Bloodthirsty has a peek, but doesn't have a strike. Pace getting interesting right now. I was expecting a higher scoring affair, and Fruity almost breaks the bedlam. It will be Xanax instead who punches it in. Their first goal of the game, making a 3-1 lead with only 1:06 to go. Just Xanax, good touch off that backboard after reading it from Fruity, able to find the net, so really well done from them. 1:06 on the clock. See where they go from here. Ball bouncing towards that net. Fruity is going to look to throw it back to someone, look to throw it back to anyone. It's actually going to be Massey across the middle. Challenge, lost out. Ultros forced to watch it sail closer to the net. An opening for Simi, and that will go through. So Marceline, 2 goals down, do find their way back in it. And we have ourselves a bit of a battle once again on our hands. Simi just able to center that one right in the middle of the net. But more importantly, it was off of that cheat forward. It was off of shutting down all that space. And now with 1 goal separating the two, can Marceline complete this comeback? Bloodthirsty putting it towards the net. Ultros off that backboard. Doesn't create a lot of space. Now it's going to have to try to take it underneath. Goes for the pinch where Simi will steal it away. Xanax has a read. But with 2 defenders, the defense will come through for the save. Once again, Bloodthirsty now throwing it down, looking for someone, looking for anyone. Finds Fruity on the other team. The other 2 defenders stayed a bit too far back. The ball winds up behind them. Bloodthirsty barely beats Fruity to the ball, but that doesn't alleviate the pressure as Xanax takes another shot. This time it is Simi again with that save. Ball rolling middle of the field. Fruity collects it. Ball keeps getting pushed back. Simi through the corner, having a look, having a touch, but isn't able to create that space. He'll go to Fruity instead off that side wall, shut down by Bloodthirsty. Xanax pops one up. Xanax underneath looking to stay with it. As the ball does go corner to corner right now, Bloodthirsty having a look but doesn't find that touch. Ball hits the ground, and that's going to be a win. Going over to Hawker. They go up 1-0 into this series right now. Good stuff from Hawker right there. They got that early lead, but Simi created chances. And that's not something to discount right now. I think we could see a little bit of a battle right here if Simi stays with it. We could have something on our hands. Let's see how it does play out as we get ready to go into that next game. Hawker up 1-0 in the series. Now, whether or not that's going to be shown, we'll find out soon enough, because I know last time we did have some scoreboard issues. This time it is, so there we go. All right, we do get to see it. 1-0 lead for the team in blue. That is Hawker looking to go to the winner's final, looking to go to our first best of 5. Massey, though, doesn't quite complete the double touch. That would have been a fantastic way to start our next game as the ball does bounce across the middle of the field. Xanax with the shot, and it somehow finds a way in. I thought that was off the post, but no. That's into the net. And that's going to be a 1-0 lead in favor of good old Hawker, picking right up where they left off at the end of that last series. Pretty good start for the team. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going. Another kickoff does go back towards the Hawker side, but Marceline, they're trying to keep that pressure on the offensive side. It was a very late touch. I thought it was going to go back the other way, but no. Instead, it's going to be Simi with another chance. Has some boost to work with. Squishy save attempt from Ultros. Doesn't really get the touch they were looking for. Now the ball bounces in front of the net. Xanax swings. Xanax misses. Fruity misses as well. Massey just needs to tap it straight, but with no power. Ultros somehow brought it back for a save. That should have gone in, I feel like. What a great job by the defense at the end of the day. And now Fruity takes it all the way back the other way off the post and not in. No! Oh, that's a little bit awkward. That's not the goal they wanted to see. Ultros' shot is the goal that Hawker wanted to see. They go up 2-0. Oh, that's a pretty funny exchange right there, but a very good goal at the end of the day. So 2-0 now in favor of Hawker. That was pretty much the deficit they needed to secure the first game last time. We'll see how they go. As we see more pressure being set up from that middle of the field. Bloodthirsty has Massey down the pitch. Massey just doesn't have the boost. And as a result, not really going to see that goal come through just yet. Simi as well going to pop it forward into that corner, where Fruity gets the read. From underneath, Ultros pops another one up. Actually stays with it. Oh, but doesn't get that next touch they were looking for. Ball through that corner. Zenix with that strike. It's not going to be on net just yet. So still 3:30 on the clock. Still a lot of time remaining. Massey actually gets bumped off the play. It's Simi from underneath right now, getting intercepted by Ultros, who gets that second touch underneath, but can only go so far with it. Massey eventually will steal it away. Zenix keeping possession held nice and snug. Fruity goes against Massey, loses out. Massey towards the middle. Shot comes from Ultros eventually, just trying to keep possession, actually. Gets it across that middle of the field where Zenix was waiting for it. Fruity clearing it up the pitch through that corner, needs to throw it back, needs to connect with someone, anyone. Zenix is there. Second goal of the game, third goal for the team. 3-0 lead now in favor of Hawker. Off of that demo, Bloodthirster kind of knocked it back into Zenix. A little bit awkward, unfortunately, for the Marcelin side. I don't know how they come back from this. That could be a bit of a killing blow already. 3 minutes is a lot of time, but 3 goals are a lot of goals. Simi forced to race back, but Bloodthirster is there. Simi now actually beats out Fruity, but doesn't go too far with it afterwards. Let's see what Ultros can do. Actually, it goes to Zenix, which leads to a pinch in front of the net. Ultros doesn't have the shot. Not right away, at least. Perhaps another read, perhaps another touch, but still can't get it up over that corner. Simi will be the one who corrals it through. Oh, but lost possession. A little unfortunate right there. Simi kind of needed to keep that. They desperately need a goal on the Marcelin side right about now. Otherwise, this series could be done and dusted. It will be Massey creating the initial space, gets demoed for their effort. 2 minutes to go. Still no points scored by the team in orange. Simi last time got both of the goals from Marcelin in our first game in this best of 3. Will they be able to find anything in the second? Because time not on their side. Pressure not either. In fact, it's going the other way. Oh, Ultros has a chance to dish this route anywhere. Massey from behind, though, steals it off of them. Great little play by Massey, who nearly turns it into a shot. But again, every time Massey seems to get to that far end on the blue side, they just run out of boost. And it's really unfortunate because positionally, Massey has been doing very, very well this game. It just been at the expense, essentially, of all the boosts. So, I mean, they need to find a way to get down the field like that without using all their boost. And then all of a sudden you've got a legitimate threat coming from Massey and co. So it's good. It's good start, but not the greatest finish, unfortunately, for the Marcelin side on these attacking efforts. Easy to correct, though, eventually. They'll figure it out. I have faith again. Always the loser's bracket, and I'm talking loser's bracket right now because we have just over a minute remaining, and it is still a 3-0 game. Massey once again with possession. You can see only 18 boosts remaining by the time they get to that opposite end of the field. Granted, that time it was going for the aerial dribble, so we can't be as critical on that attempt. Fruity versus 2 will lose out. Simi gets credit for the save. Bloodthirsty now with possession, but not with time. And already losing said possession, has to reverse out of the teammate's way. Only goes so far with it, and I think that's going to do it for our second game, our second series. It's another 2-0. Marcelin this time. They're going to be coming up short. It's all Hawker here in our winner's bracket semifinal. They're going to be going to the winner's bracket final. But one goal will get through. Massey eventually gets theirs. And you know what? They did it this time with the boost. See what happens when you're able to keep that boost on the attacking side. You get beautiful dunks like this. That angle is so tight. That might be the best goal of the day thus far, actually. Unfortunately, it kind of comes when there's not a lot of time left. But you got to give credit to Massey for finding it to begin with. 20 seconds left. Final 20 seconds of the game. It's still going to be a Hawker victory. They're still going to be going to that winner's final with expectation, realistically, that this team could be in the grand final as well. They were kind of my pick to win the entire event. Granted, I think they're the number 2 seed coming into it, so we'll see how that plays out. Ball doesn't hit the ground on 0 seconds. Hit the ground on 1 second, so we get one last scoring attempt. Xanax isn't able to get there, and Hawker does secure their victory. So kudos to the Hawker side. Have to admit, Zenix definitely looked very, very strong in that game. 3-0 victory for Hawker. Very, very well done. So congratulations to them. They will be happy with that victory. Coming back to yours truly. Look, that does mean we're going to be throwing to another break. Hopefully it'll be a little bit quicker than the last one. We will see. But what is for sure, that was our last best of 3. It's best of 5s now from here till the end. So let's get ready for it. It's going to be a fun afternoon, and we're still kind of just getting started. I mean, I could argue we're only a quarter of the way through the day. So do stay with us. When we return, it will be our next game, our winners final. That's a big matchup. You're not going to want to miss it. More Rocket League when I return. And we're back, this time with audio. Look at that. We learn from our mistakes, as education always an important thing in events like this. Look, it's time for our winners final, all right? And guess what that means? That means we're going to go straight into it. SMCC going to be taking on Hawker as we do go straight into that action. That's right. We're not wasting any time. We are going straight into our first game, best of 5 winner, and you go to that grand final. Hawker still in blue. The lineup has not changed. Ultras, Fruity, and Zenix, who came through massively in that second game in the winner semifinal. Taking them on, though, SMCC, the favorites of this tournament, although they're already a goal down, courtesy of Zenix, who is still looking good. We'll go over that orange lineup in just a few moments after we just see that shot again from Zenix from the wall. It was a good shot, but it is Clam, it is Link Mannix, and it is, well, now censored, but I believe it was La Pista before. But now it's La Stars. Interesting. But yeah, that is going to be the team in orange, SMCC. I think we'll just call them La for the time being, as we do play this one forward. I'm a little bit surprised to see this SMCC team. You know, it's a strong lineup. It's one of the better ones for sure, but already down. That could be a little bit surprising. Again, it is sort of Hawker as my picks to take this whole thing. And Xanax, again, finding another quick goal. 2 goals in the first minute. Defenders, there were 2 defenders there, but they were a little out of control, unable to corral that one. And we already off to a great start. Now, look, best of 5 instead of best of 3 means there's a little bit more give than what we saw in our previous series. I don't think there'll be, as much pressure in this opening game. And I'm going to be really curious to see how these two teams do adapt to that pressure, whether or not, they look to be a bit more experimental, whether or not they play a bit more reserved. At the moment, it's really hard to get an actual feel because, 2 goals in 1 minute. Hawker, they just look like the most consistent team, at least out of the gate. Granted, even in that last series against Marceline Blue, they would get quick goals. And then it's the longer, more drawn-out plays that they do tend to lose out on. So I'm going to be curious to see if, now that we've gone, nearly a minute without another goal being scored, whether that's going to give an advantage back to SMCC. How strong is SMCC in a longer play at the moment? They are on defense yet again. Zenix going to put another one up. Ultras looks for the redirect, but Link Mannix will just shut that down before it gets too close to the net. Nothing too crazy there, and it will turn into a shot from Link Mannix, but Zenix is there. A lot of X's in all these players' names. Oh, Lob won't get there, but Clam will. And that'll be the first goal scored by SMCC. They do get one on the board as expected. Wasn't really looking to see a shutout in this one, so not surprised to see that one do eventually go through. Very well done. Will they be able to find more goals after that, though, is the question, because they're certainly on the hunt for them. Kickoff does see that ball actually back in possession of SMCC, who are looking to play this one a bit further forward. Zenix off that backboard. Stays with the play, looking to make a second touch underneath. Actually got bumped off it, and it's stolen away from La, whose shot doesn't quite go the distance. It got close, but not quite close enough. As we do see a big demo happening. Now Law's going to pop another one up in the air, follows it through. Ball slowly going towards the net. Follow-up touch from Zenix. Won't be made contact with, and that's another goal for SMCC. Law tying it up. And we're at 2 apiece. That angle, very, very nice. So 2 quick goals in response to 2 quick goals. Interesting game so far. Curious to see how this one will play out, because it was another hot start from the Hawker side. But once again, Hawker, they get these fast starts in these games, but then as the game progresses, they tend to give up a little bit of these leads. Granted, they never gave up a lead entirely, so how will they be able to bounce back? SMCC definitely looking a bit more warmed up now. They're going to try to stay with the ball. Pardon me, by the way. It's a little bit awkward. Ultras going for the solo play. Can't get it past 2 defenders. And Clam with that bump behind might open up a doorway for Link Mannix. Fruity was able to rotate back, and that's a shot from Law right into the middle of the net. SMCC now with the lead. It didn't take them long to fight back from that 2-goal deficit, and now they do find themselves out in front. A great turnaround from the team in orange as they get themselves back on that board. See where we go from here. Kickoff does find its way going to that opposite corner. Fruity from underneath gets a touch. Going to look for a second one as well. Has to get past La Pista, and, well, Law actually comes out on top once again. Lake Mannix, shot, saved by Xenix, so it's not going to turn into a goal. Not yet, not yet. Still have time. Still can see where this one does wind up, rolling towards the net. Xenix does hit themselves behind it as Link Mannix has a peek but doesn't wish to commit. Instead, it will be Ultras going that other way. La with the save in the box, trying to dish it out to Link Mannix. Fruity gets there first. A chance for a shot, perhaps, would have to come from the middle of the field, and no one was quite ready for it this time around. Ball through the corner. Once again, gets held up in the air. Link Mannix tries to follow through, but it's actually Xenix who gets that touch from underneath. Fruity will find the gap, and Hawker ties us back up yet again. 3-3 game with a minute and a half remaining. Our winner's final right now, looking like the closest match so far of the afternoon. A little bit surprising to see that. Only a little bit, though. Not the biggest surprise in the world. As we see where we go from here. It will be Xenix putting another one up off the ceiling. Ultras this time with that follow-through. Gets shut down by Clam. It looks to stay with it underneath. Xenix now puts one up. Going to be intercepted by Link Mannix. Who, well, couldn't quite get the drive they were looking for. An opening. Gets shut down this time by Link Mannix, who will be able to follow this one up. Gets a nice 50 against Xenix. Clam's already there trying to pop one up off that corner, looking for a pass to someone. Fruity goes for the deep clear. Law didn't really want to press that one forward, but you know who did with Xenix. Back and forth we go. Hawker definitely looking like the more aggressive team at time, but they're not as consistent. Every touch just seems so dangerous from SMCC right now, and they don't need to do much with it. It's interesting. Like SMCC, they don't really attack the ball as aggressively. They don't look to play as far forward, but at the same time, they feel so much more controlled when they do. It really feels like they're doing a lot with a little right now versus a team that's like always going to be willing to look for something. Although this time, a bit of reservation actually coming out of Hawker, and it might wind up sending it the other way, and it does, courtesy of La, who gets it all the way to that Hawker corner. Oh, interesting flip from Ultras. Does it go in? Follow from Clam. Ball off the backboard. Ultras should get there first and push it to the safety of the side corridor. La gets there in time. Ball held up high. Fruity's just going to have to watch that one drop. Law pops one up. Here comes Link Mannix. Shot. Target. It's in. And that is a 0-second goal for the win. SMCC get it done, not needing overtime. Link Mannix finds the angle, finds the shot, and most importantly, finds the Game 1 win. SMCC, they go up 1-0. Great little ending. And you have to remember, SMCC gave up 2 quick goals. They looked a little bit sloppy, but once they got themselves cool, calm, collected, and controlled, well, we saw what the results was. A big win for SMCC. Now up 1-0 in this series. Can they keep that momentum moving forwards? Is going to be the big question here. Here we go. Game 2 of 5. 1-0 lead for the SMCC side. Off that kickoff as well, they will push that ball towards the blue side of the net. Hawker forced to race back. Fruity having a little look, but doesn't stay with it. Ball again in a dangerous spot. Will eventually be cleared across that middle of the field. Link Mannix slowing it down, keeping that possession, looking for a pass across the middle. Actually does look to keep it themselves. One defender makes a small save, and Xenix will be the one who falls through underneath. Now 1v1 Xenix trying to go for the flick. Gets it, but so too does Clam get the save. Really well done by the SMCC defender. Still need to make another big clear right now. Leaves it for Link Mannix. Ball's going to come off that backboard. Clam in an awkward spot. Never had time to get boost. It's off the post, not once but twice. Double doink and out. Oh, very unfortunate for Hawker. That could have been a goal. It should have been a goal. But instead, we still see zeros on the board. Very awkward play at the end of the day. Very unfortunate indeed for the Hawker side. SMCC, they're going to be a bit relieved they got away with one right there. Looking to hold on to this lead right now as Law will clear it across the middle of the field. Looking for Clam. Redirect. Doesn't get the second touch. Almost makes something magical happen, but not quite. As we do see a ball trying to be set up from above that backboard. Clam having a look, but won't get there quite in time. As it does force Link Mannix to try to commit for the play. Goes for a bit of a reset, trying to throw it back towards the middle. Ultras from behind. Isn't the one with the read. Instead, it goes to Xenix, who will clear it across that middle of the field. Caught by Law, who actually is able to stay with it. Now here comes Fruity. Shot, backboard, second touch. It's going to come from Ultras, and that's going to squeak its way in. 1-0 lead in favor of Hawker. Great redirect from Hawker. 102 kilometers per hour, too. Got a big touch on that. They're going to be happy with this lead right now. Still 3:30 left on the clock, but maybe this time Hawker will be able to hold on. I mean, we cannot help but go back, though, and look at that 2-goal comeback and how quickly it happened before. Well, guess what? SMCC, they're going to have to do it again. Ultros finds another quick goal, just cutting off that post defense before it can really establish himself. I'm going to be a bit critical of the double commit into the corner. Definitely didn't help things. 2-0 lead in favor of the of the team in blue, that, of course, being Hawker. Going to be happy with their positioning at the moment, but Link Manic strikes back immediately on the kickoff. All right, no time to breathe in this one. Link Manix just got a good touch off that kickoff and was able to follow through with that second touch. Zenix, best effort, not good enough, can't get back in time. And that 2-goal deficit, well, it's immediately evaporated down to a 1 goal, which feels a lot more accessible for a team that found 4 goals in an opening game. Ultros, though, off the kickoff, looked for the second touch, couldn't find it. Instead, the ball gets pinched all the way back that other way off the backboard. Someone's got to be there. I'm actually surprised how open SMCC left that. They are going to fall back on defense. I mean, Law, very good on that defensive side, but gets bumped by a teammate. Uh-oh, things starting to look a little bit awkward right now for our team in orange. Fruity will turn it into a shot. Defense trying to rely on each other for the save, can only do so much with it. As we play through the corner, pass back down to the middle. Fruity with an attempt. It's going to come off that backboard. Fruity still there, stolen away from Lake Manix. And once again, Law will clear it out. But all these defensive efforts, it's not going to be enough to win this game. Let's see what Law can do. 1v1 against Ultros. Kind of lost control of the car. Ultros gets a second save as well off of Link Manic's shot. And now we see the counterattack going the other way. Defenders trying to disrupt, trying to get them off the ball. They're unable to do it. Ultros doesn't turn it into a shot, though, as Law now looks to take it back that other way. Fruity with the first touch. Where's the second attacker? And this is that hesitation. We saw glimpses of it in game number 1, but SMCC, not really showing that aggressive edge that's matching Hawker. And when Hawker has the lead right now, it's actually looking very difficult. But then all of a sudden, when the opening is there, so too is Law. Just when you thought they weren't going to take that shot, proven wrong yet again. Fruity just made an awkward backboard read, and La Pista already there. 2-2 ball game. 2:04 on the clock. I think we're going to see another game come down to the very end. These two teams so evenly matched, but it's a second 2-goal lead. Evaporated with that shot. No, Zenix does enough for the save. Fantastic effort by Zenix right there. I thought it was going in. Oh, pass down, missed by Clam. That could open a doorway for Fruity. Ball can be placed wherever they want. They want to play through the corner. And that's a good spot for the defense to try to create some space, although the return shot coming from Zenix might open something up right here. Stays with it, goes for the solo play. Doesn't find the goal on the first attempt. Second attempt as well comes under pressure. Ultros doesn't want to drive forward, forced to fall back. La Pista gets the demo, but doesn't get the ball. That's where Link Manix will be the one who follows it through. Second touch. Ball's going to fall in a semi-dangerous spot. La Pista, the only one there. Space given. But La Pista doesn't turn it into a strike, so the score will remain tied, at least for now. Zenix looking to set something up for the Hawker side. Doesn't go too far with it. Link Manix didn't have enough boost to go for the dribble, so instead bangs it off the backboard. Lack of follow-up, though, once again from the SMCC side. Good defensive touch from Clam. Otherwise, that ball's going in. Fruity back across the middle, taken away by Ultros. La Pista from underneath. Actually got bumped off the play. Ball gets behind the defenders. Clam just doing what they can to try and buy time. Fruity swings and misses, though. And with 45 seconds, it's a 2v1. Ultros does make the save, intercepting La Pista strike. Link Manix puts it a bit too high. Gets the second touch, but it's high again as well. Despite getting behind the defender now, 30 seconds remaining. Game number 1 ended with a 0-second goal. Game number 2 might not even get that chance. Zenix could be looking to go the other way. Link Manix alone on defense does enough to get the ball to that backboard where La Pista will read it through. Fruity keeps the ball held up high from underneath. It is Clam trying to create some space. La Pista kind of bumping their way off of the play. Link Manix now with a chance. Ball going up the other way. 5 seconds remaining. Do they have another 0-second goal in them? I think Ultros may have created enough space right there. In fact, the ball might go the entire other way. Ultros underneath gets enough for the ball to fall in a dangerous spot. Zenix strike is off that backboard from underneath. The ball hits the ground. And now we go to an overtime situation. This is a very critical goal for Hawker to go down 2-0 in a series this close. It's doable, that reverse sweep, but it becomes very difficult, although La Pista missing the ball. A little bit awkward. Ultras with a chance. Ultras with a strike. Ultras with a goal. And we're going to go to game 3 tied up 1 game apiece. I was expecting a save, but you could see both of them were expecting the tight shot, not the wide shot. And it's the wide shot that goes through. 1-1 ball game as Hawker ties up our winner's final. Very interesting series already. As we look to kick off our next game. Here we go. 1-1. What can this blue side pull off? Fruity was the one initially with possession, but Clam tried to strike it back the other way. Ball does get stolen off of them. As we go across the middle of the field, La Pista with the interception. Zenix, the one putting it forward. Ball doesn't quite hit the roof. Instead, it waterfalls down in front of the net. Zenix from underneath doesn't quite follow along. Ultras will lob one deep that other way from underneath. Ultras with the shot. Ball again off that backboard. Fruity there. But so too is Link Mannix. Zenix playing that middle of the pitch. We've seen 2 games in a row where it's been 2 quick goals in favor of Hawker. I'm not sure that's going to happen in game number 3 at this stage as the ball does bounce around. Shot from Clam will be made with the save as we kind of go back to that opposite end. Ultras doesn't find the shot. Let's see what Fruity is going to be able to do. It clears it across that middle of the pitch where Zenix gets the ball to the corner. La Pista only goes so far with it. Swing and a miss. Zenix as well needs to fall back. It will lead to a Fruity challenge and a Fruity loss. As Zenix will clear it across that middle of the field right now, but doesn't stay with the play. A little bit interesting. We're just seeing a lot of lobs back and forth, and it's really slowing down the pace of game number 3. Like our first 50 attempt right there was kind of half-hearted almost. As we do see Fruity actually beat out 2 defenders. What? I want to see this one from a different angle because it just looked like 2 unforced errors turning into the goal. Link Mannix, yeah, just awkward 50 in front of the net, and Fruity converts it. So Hawker with the 1-0 lead, looking to go ahead to match point. As we continue along, there's a lot of pressure through that corner. Fruity with the one with possession, though, will lob it down in front of the net where Clam actually got a bit of a pinch, tried to create some space. Ultras looking to stick with it. Shot from Ultras, saved by Link Mannix. Thought that one had a chance. So too did the defense. I suppose that's why they made the save. Realistically, it did have a chance. As we see Fruity watching that ball from a distance. Link Mannix. Great goal to tie us back up. I mean, completely uncontested across that middle of the pitch right now. Kind of a theme of this third game. Neither team just really looking to get into their opponent's space. Very, very passive game. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Personally, not my favorite style of Rocket League because then you get situations like this. How did Ultras get back in time for the save? How did Clam not make contact with that for the goal? Very bizarre. Very bizarre game 3 so far. This has been a tough one to realistically peg down as La Pista almost own goals it. Ultras, watch that one sail overhead, and now La Pista, ooh, one defender to beat, just can't quite get it past them. Still 2.5 minutes to go as Link Mannix does see a pinch go back up that other way, and now we're going to throw it back across Link Mannix. Lob shot, ball falls down. Ball slowly rolls to the net. La Pista loses. Big pinch the other way. Oh, no. Ultras gets credit for the goal. Yeah, this is just an awkward game. 104 rolling. Oh, my goodness. Hawker, 1 point lead. What a strange game. This one has been a fun one. At the very least, it's been unique. I can say that much at this stage. Let's see what Ultras can do from the corner. They get one touch, but can't go too much further after that. Ultras again across the middle. Lapista has to push it back. Ultras swings. Ultras misses. Lapista maintaining contact with it. Swing and a miss as well through that corner. Shot coming from Zenex across is intercepted by Clam, who's going to go for a dribble underneath. Link Mannix doesn't make the touch. Ball off that backboard. Link Mannix now putting it up high, down low. Oh, big contact. Might create space right here, but Clam doesn't have the height. Fruity doesn't have the angle. Zenex does have the power, though, and that's a late 2-goal lead. Just under 100 seconds remaining, and Hawker back in control of this game and possibly of this series. Lapista doesn't get that angle they were looking for. So here we go. 3-1 lead. Kickoff nearly goes in the net. That could have been a spooky one. Link Mannix goes for the challenge, but loses out at the end of the day. Lapista going to be looking to stay with it as the ball does bounce its way through the corner towards the net, but won't find its way in, not on this attempt at least. Fruity clearing it across that middle of the field, caught by Clam. Push it back across the center. Ultras with the touch. Ultras with the shot, but Link Mannix will intercept it off that backboard. Strike from Ultras again. It's going to be saved by Clam as the ball gets held up high. Fruity swings and misses from underneath. Everyone tries to find the read on the play. It's going to be pushed back across that middle. Lapista trying to stay with it. Clam with the interception away as we make it back towards that center of the pitch. Fruity, nice touch. Oh, Link Mannix now a nicer touch. Lapista does find the goal on the counterattack. That passing play, a thing of beauty. Look at that, Link Mannix. I mean, somehow got contact, I feel like, off that sidewall, and Lapista, full commitment to the play, takes us back within 1. And with only 52 seconds remaining, do we see yet another comeback come from SMCC? They've done it every single game so far. They've been at a 2-goal deficit and have brought it back to even at some stage. This might be the toughest ask yet, though, because it would be happening in the final minute, yet they are on the attack. Clam isn't able to get it past NX, though. Here comes Lapista. Awkward touch. Will be corralled by Link Mannix, but it's a second awkward touch that opens the door for Zenix to create the space. Clam 50 underneath does win out, and those awkward touches aren't realistically punished in a way that I think Hawker would have liked. 17 seconds to go. Ball off that backboard. Link Mannix has Clam across the middle, but now with a weird corner bump, that does mean Link Mannix actually couldn't stay with it. Lapista, though, might be able to. Driving it all the way to that backboard. You need to find the read off Ultras. Link Mannix does it. Ball waterfalls down. No one's there for the shot, but the ball stays alive. Lapista keeping it airborne from underneath. Ball is totally within a striking position. Clam was there, but misses the play. And that's going to do it for game number 3. Hawker advances to match point. Oh, my goodness. That got tense at the end. There was an opening. SMCC unable to convert. So we go to game number 4 right now with Hawker in position to punch themselves a ticket to the Term 4 Grand Final. This is a big chance for them. It's been a big day thus far, and now they have a chance to realistically stamp themselves into that Grand Final. It would be huge. Let's see if the team can put it together. Let's see if they can piece together a Grand Final appearance. SMCC, though, they've kept it close every single game thus far. We've seen overtimes. We've seen 0-second goals. Do we see a Game 5 as well? Well, Clam wanted that opening goal, but this time the defense will be able to come out on top, and Link Mannix is actually forced to back dribble, and Zenix already in their space, but Ultras trying to cheat with it. May have gone a bit too far. Awkward touch yet again. Ball up for grabs. Taken by Fruity off the backboard, but no one there. They wanted it. Zenix loses out on that challenge from underneath. Fruity actually is able to clear it across that middle of the field where Link Mannix pops up another fun one. At least until Ultras takes it away. Link Mannix now a second attempt, this time off that side wall. Link Mannix is forced to go up, but cannot stay with the play. As Lapista goes for the dribble. Underneath, Ultras creates some space. Fruity, though, weird touch. Zenix connects on that pass as Link Mannix full commit. Does steal the boost away from the defensive half, but they still need a race back. Fortunately, time bought by Lapista. Time bought and then some. As they get it all the way to the corner. Now a chance for Link Mannix. Hesitates, tries to go for the delayed touch. Doesn't work out for them. Lapista, second attempt. Oh, that angle looked good. Wasn't quite on point. Still 3:45 to go. Still plenty of time as we watch Ultras cleared across that center of the pitch. Lapista beats out 2 defenders. Net open. Shot good. 1-0 lead for SMCC as they take the first goal for the first time in this series. Yeah, the double commit by the defense misses, and Link Mannix taps it in. 1-0 lead for this side of SMCC. We haven't really seen them with a lead at any stage in this series, because the game that they won, it was a 0-second goal, and then they never had a lead in the last 2 games. So let's see what they do when they're out in front. I'm very curious about this. Clam gets the bump. Lapista from underneath, though, doesn't quite have that read. Link Mannix, it's a back pass, and Fruity is there. This could be dangerous. Ball across the box. Ultras cannot find the read, and we've seen Ultras kind of struggle with spacing a little bit in the past couple of games. They get very, very tight on the ball, and it's hit with a bit more power than what they're expecting. Very surprising, to be honest. Maybe they'll be able to bring it back. Still 3 minutes, or just under, I should say, as Ultras all looking for that second touch. Isn't going to find it this time around. 2:48 on the clock. Link Mannix stays with it. Going to be looking for that read off that backboard. Shot, target, goal. Link Mannix making it 2-0. That could be a Game 5 securing goal, all things considered. What a double touch from Link Mannix right there. Oh, we got ourselves a proper series, I do believe. We're going to be going to Game 5 in this one. More games, potentially, in this series than our first 2 rounds combined here on stream. What a beautiful thing Rocket League can be sometimes. Lapista unable to kind of keep that possession underneath. Eventually, Link Mannix will be forced to cross up that field. Rosenix was waiting, trying to throw it back to Fruity. That's on target. That's in the net. And maybe we spoke too soon, because Hawker does strike back. They bring it within 1. Half a game, realistically, still to be played. It's going to be a close match and series. I do feel like that. Here we go. Ball up across the field. Link Mannix looking to force one in. Got the dunk, but it's a bit too high. Lapista unable to maintain that possession as well. Cannot realistically stay with this as we go back and forth. A lot of support for SMCC in the chat. I do see you guys. Do not get me wrong. Very, very cool to see. Wondering if they can bring it to that Game 5 again. I feel like what we're seeing right now, just based on how these 2 teams are sort of matching up with each other, even if Hawker does find a way to come back and take this Game 4, I think this is going to be our grand final at the end of the day. Whoever has to fight through the losers bracket going up against one of these 2, that is going to be such a difficult ask right now. Fruity's shot saved by Link Mannix, but the ball can still fall in a very dangerous spot. No one there, though. Now Ultra's playing further back, but it does pay dividends. Open net, dribble it through. No! Link Mannix able to get behind it at the last second. Now Fruity doesn't quite get the power off the flick. My goodness. This game, it has been back and forth, and I think we're going to that Game 5. It's crazy that these 2 teams might have to do this series all over again, too. Like take that into consideration. Oh, insane series thus far. Touched by Clam. We'll get it into the corner. Likes the second touch as well. It's off the post and in. And that probably takes us to Game 5. Clam just sticking with the play. Off that top post. Into the net. 3-1 lead. Oh, boy. Here we go. 3-1. Fruity doesn't keep possession of that ball. Ultras, however, does. As we see that touch off that backboard, isn't able to find it. Zenix also going to have play it off that backboard. Eventually, Link Mannix will be the one who clears it across that middle of the field. Ultras back there waiting, but Link Mannix. Oh, it's an awkward play back. Yet no sense of urgency coming from the Hawker side. And with 30 seconds remaining, a 2-goal differential on the defensive half, I believe SMCC have done it. They have taken us to that Game 5. It's going to be a winner goes to the grand final situation. So we hit our final 15 seconds. Link Mannix unable to stay with that play. Ultras, however, will be able to. Ball towards that backboard, not read by Fruity. Ultras puts it in an awkward spot. Here comes Zenix. 2 swings, 2 misses. Link Mannix gets there first. And GG Let's go to a 5th and final game of this winner's final. Oh, baby. There we go. Had to wait a little bit for that ball to hit the ground, but it eventually does. I am so curious how this one is going to play out right now. SMCC doing such a great job to bounce back. That was their best looking game yet. 8 shots to 6, so possession, it was still pretty tight at the end of the day. Oh, these two teams are so fun to watch against each other. I feel like just play forever. Just never stop going against each other. I love it. This is what we want to see. Now, winner take all, every goal, so important. See what they're able to put together. Here we go. Game number 5, kickoff. Goes in favor initially of SMCC, and La Pista had a chance, but couldn't quite hit that one straight enough. Follow up from Link Mannix. What a dunk! Oh, we're going to need a speed check on this. 111 kilometers per hour. Come on and slam. Welcome to that jam, Link Mannix. 1-0 lead for the side of SMCC carry, picking up right where they left off after game number 4. Do they get another quick one in? Clam shot comes off Ultras, and Fruity will be able to push it to relative safety. La Pista still trying to stay on that attack, however. Ball comes off that backboard from underneath. Fruity looks to stay with it, but it's taken away by Link Mannix. As we do see another shot from Clam. Ball's eventually going to fall in front of the net. Zenix puts it up there, but Fruity will follow through. Clam swings. Clam misses. Fruity shot towards the net, but not on target initially. Ultras as well had a chance, but the shot was a bit too tight. Needed it to be a little bit wider. The net was relatively open. Fruity as well just trying to put attacking pressure down. Defense stays cool, calm, and collected, though, for the SMCC side, and they do push it back to safety. Still a lot of time left in this game. However, I'm loving how reserved and I'm loving how confident, realistically, this orange team is looking. They just feel in control right now. As the ball does make its way towards that opposite corner. Clam in reverse, trying to get some power behind it. Doesn't quite get there. Fruity spikes it down, but La Pista gets credit for that save. I feel both defenders had a chance to really find the touch on that ball. Zenix doesn't get the bump that they're looking for. Ultra shot towards the net. Again, not in. Fruity as well will be shut down. A lot of attacking pressure coming from this team in blue, but Hawker's just unable to break that defense as of yet. Ultras will stay with that play along the corridor. Gets it past. Net is open, but the ball's in an awkward spot. Defense is able to fall back, but can they make the save? Zenix post, but not in. Another opportunity for Hawker, just unable to be completely capitalized on. They keep getting so close, but they're not able to put it through. And this crowd, I say this crowd, this chat, I do see you out there and people getting excited. I feel that it could be an SMCC grand final appearance. Clearing it across the middle of the pitch. Ball comes out that corner. Ultras there. Light touch towards the net. Second touch in the net. Tie ball game. Hawker keeping things as close as we can be. Fruity just somehow is able to draw the attention of both defenders into that corner. And it's a bit of a post pancake for Ultras. Great little goal. Tie ball game. Oh, man. We can still go either way. La Pista tries to play it off the wall, but it's shut down by Ultras. Link Mannix from underneath attempts to get some space. Zenix forced to pop one up from underneath. Fruity, weird touch, and La Pista will clear it through. Taken away by Ultras, who finds another touch again. Cross pitch. Ball just in the middle, up for grabs. Zenix, the only one there, goes for the fake and turns to a pass to Ultras. How Lake Mannix was able to see through that and come through with the defensive touch, I do not know. Zenix, again, just trying to burn through that defense, but you're hitting it straight to them. Resources being saved. Resources now being stolen. So tough at the moment for SMCC to break out their own defensive half, and Ultras, their self-waterfall, turning it into a goal. How they found that second touch underneath and then the third touch off the ground as well. So well done. Pressure back against the SMCC side. Such an incredible game of Rocket League at the moment. Zenix will be the one who pushes it across that middle of the pitch. Now gets it off that backward as well. Ultras with the look. Sets up Fruity, and that's going in. And we've seen this before, and we're seeing it again. I believe this is the 4th game in this series. At one stage, we get a 2-goal lead in favor of the team in blue in favor of Hawker. Now, they only won 2 of the 4 so far. I mean, they could win the third of 4. They did lose the first one with this lead. Can SMCC come back yet again? They're on the attack. They have an opening clam shot saved by Ultras. So it's not quite good. Clam as well. It's going to be forced to fall back. Fruity will be the one who looks to play it up into that corner. Going to chase it along the wall as well. Looking for the pass down. Doesn't connect to anyone on this attempt. Ultras out of the box. Finds a second touch. La Pista. It's going to race back into the corner. Will corral it. Now tries to pass it back across that middle, but Zenix will intercept it away. As we see Link Mannix find a nice second touch. Fruity holding it in place. La Pista from behind will drive it all the way to that blue side of the field. They need this goal right here. La Pista knows how important it is, and the follow-up touch doesn't make contact. Eventually, La Pista does get there. And with a minute 13 to go, SMCC take us back within 1. Oh, man. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Here we go. 3-2 scoreline. Kickoff. Almost turns into a complete disaster. Link Mannix from underneath does make that save on the Zenix, but if Ultras can find a goal here, I feel that should be the dagger in this game. Instead, we approach the final minute with only a 1-goal deficit for SMCC. They are on that defensive half, and Ultras is again looking for that waterfall down. Fruity from underneath. Delicate touch. Double commit from the defense. Gets it over to Clam, but Clam doesn't have the power to clear it to safety. Now does find the power, and it actually gets behind Ultras. This could be dangerous. Link Mannix tries to play it through the corner. La Pista tries to find that read. It will wind up in possession of Fruity, though. Out of that corner. Eventually, Ultras gets a nice clearing touch to take us into our final 30 seconds. Shot, post in, Ultras with the dagger. And that goal will most likely be putting Hawker, dare I say it is going to be putting Hawker through into the grand final. Ultras sees that opening and is able to find that game series winning goal. Here's the scary thing, though. These two teams are going to go at it again in our grand final, I reckon. I mean, that's a prediction. We still don't know necessarily who SMCC is going to be playing in the losers bracket final. But, ooh, a Rule 1. A Rule 1 in front of the net. You know, what a way to end it. Are they still on it? Hold on. We got to get back. They are ending it. They're ending it on the Rule 1. Oh, what a way. What a way to end this one. NRG does win out in the end. And that's going to do it. Hawker, 3-2 victory. They take this series. They advance to our grand final. For SMCC, well, they've got a losers bracket final. And, you know, to be completely honest, that losers bracket final, it's not that far away. In fact, it's going to be right around the corner. So, yeah, I mean, we straight into that action. It was nonstop. We're going to be taking a break. This one might be a little bit longer as well, as we have to wait for the losers bracket to catch up. But when we do come back, it is grand final. Well, not grand final. It's losers bracket final time. I'm keen. I'm keen for the grand final. What can I say? So don't go too far. We will have more of our AEL Term 4 finals when we return. And we are back, everybody, as we get ready to kick off our losers bracket final. Look, today it's been a pretty crazy one thus far, I have to admit. It's been a lot of fun. There's been a lot of exciting matches. That last series going 5 games, and every game feeling a little bit different. It was a treat. And guess what? We get to see SMCC again, this time taking on CWIC in our loser bracket final. Best of 5 winner of this match going to that grand final. So a fair bit to play for at this stage. Obviously, you know, you want to get to that grand final. You want to win. It's the final high school event for AEL, I should say, of the year. For these schools, at least, it's definitely the final high school event of the year. So it's going to be a very, very tense one for sure. I'm keen to get into that action, so I'm just going to do a little typey to the players and say, hey, guess what? It's time to jump on to that pitch. We're going to be going to Beckwith Park Night for this one. Why? Well, because I get to choose the maps, and this is where I wanted to go, all right? Best map, and, you know, for a loser's bracket, it means you don't need crowd. All you need is skill. The most photogenic map, it's beautiful. And hopefully we get to see some beautiful plays. For that SMCC side, I think we got to know them quite well during that last Best of 5, but it is Clam, it is La Pista, and it is Link Mannix. Meanwhile, on the CWIC side, it is Chambo, it is Secret, and it is Toba G with new keycaps, might I add. So maybe a KBM player. We'll be curious to see how they're able to play that one out. Also kind of curious what keycaps they have. It's always fun to figure out people's setups. Look, coming into this one, I have to be favoring SMCC in this game. I feel like SMCC should be the favorites. I believe they play these guys actually in the winner's semifinal, where SMCC did come out on top 2-0, if I'm not mistaken. I could be, though, so don't quote that as fact just yet until I get a little bit of confirmation. But if that is the case, I mean, well done to them. Obviously, they did a very good job to get to this stage. Just having a quick look at the bracket right now on that side to see how they did, you know, fare up before. As that first goal is going to go in. And it's actually going to be Chambo from De La Salle. Oh, sorry, not from CWIC. I'm sorry, De La Salle. They got knocked out in the losers bracket semifinal. Very unfortunate for them. But yes, so to answer the question, CWIC actually lost to Hawker in the first round 2-1, and have since made a run all the way through that lower bracket to this game, and they have done so in style. They got past Marceline Maroon, who we also saw in our opening game. They beat GSLC Gold 2-1. They beat De La Salle Knights 2-0, and now they're 2-0 up against SMCC as Chambo able to connect to Toba G, and that is a quick 2-goal lead in favor of the CWIC team. They're coming into this one as the number 8 seeded team right now, so to get this far is actually incredibly impressive. They want that rematch against Hawker. Keep in mind, like, CWIC, throughout the group stages, I'm just trying to see if we can find how they went during that. As, Chambo goes for the double touch, but isn't able to find the goal, so Secret there waiting, making it 3-0 already. Look, CWIC, they came from Group D, where they went 6-2, dropping 2 games to GSLC Gold, a team that went undefeated. We never got to see on stream today. A little bit of a shocker right there. But the point is, they were the number 2 seed from Group D. Had to go up against, you know, Hawker, who is also still technically undefeated. Haven't lost a series yet, might I add, in the first round. And they've been wanting that rematch. And when you look at SMCC as well, they were undefeated all the way to the winner's final, technically, where they came up a bit short there. So a lot of teams coming into today undefeated, but the one team that hasn't come in today undefeated, that came in losing 2 games during the group stages, well, they're now 3-0 up in our losers bracket final. So there you go. It's just kind of a fun way to look at things and a fun way to sort of figure things out. Very impressive open, though, nonetheless. What will be missing next? What will be? Wait, what? I'm confused by that question, AEL. What will be missing next? I'm a little lost on that one. Secret is going to try to clear it across that middle of the pitch right now. I'll be missing High School Rocket League. I will be missing that. That is for sure. As we do see Toba G popping one up. Oh, the mustache. Yes, that's right. Ha-ha. I shaved the mustache. Yes. Yeah. Look. I'm just going to put this out there, all right? I asked for feedback on the facial hair. I was curious what people thought about it. I got called Mario. I got, told the look just doesn't work for me. One person started just sending me pictures of Borat. So, yeah, the mustache is gone. It didn't last, just like the hopes and dreams for SMCC in game number 1 isn't lasting in this one right now. It was a different look. I wanted to try. I wanted to see what it looked like. Wasn't the fan. And the end-day plan was always to shave everything off because it is warm here in Queensland. Not the warmest day today, actually, but still was pretty humid. It actually was been raining in preparation. We'd rather shave it all off so, in a week's time, it'll all grow back. Secret shot off the backboard, not on target, but that 3-0 lead, very unlikely. It's going to be brought back from Lapista, though. Is going to create some space over to Link Mannix from underneath. Secret gets the first touch, doesn't find the second. That goes to Shambo instead. Versus Clam. Winds up in possession of Secret. Goes for the dribble. That's going straight down the middle. 4-0 lead. CWIC. I mean, throw it up for CWIC. They are looking very, very strong right now. They're looking like a team that wants to go to a grand final. And I'm very curious how this team went, how they went throughout the series. I'm also curious what happened to GSLC Gold. Because GSLC, I think, were the favorites of the tournament, to be perfectly honest. So I'm a lot of interesting situations right now. 1 minute left in game number 1 here. And I do believe should be enough, a 4-goal cushion to hold on, though, for CWIC. Not expecting anything too crazy. We'll make it 4-1, though. Lapista showing, yeah, we can still score goals. Is able to find a shot in the final minute. It is nice. It's good to get one through. I don't know if it's going to be enough to realistically turn the entirety of this series around, but it's a strong first step. And we can see where we go from here. There we go. 1-4 scoreline. Clam trying to chase underneath, can only go so far with it. Eventually, we do see that clear across that center. It's going to be shut down by Shambo, who will try to chase Lapista. Actually maintains that possession. Late flick, power behind it. Save was made last second by Clam. However, you got to give credit to that shot. There was some oomph into that. 20 seconds remaining. Shambo going for a reset. Can't find it. But it matters not. Game number 1 will be going CWIC's way. Whoa! Big pinch. Big shot from Lapista. Not on target, but it did come off the post, so about as close as you can get. Game number 1, done and dusted. Going to be a victory for CWIC. Very happy with how they start off this series. Shambo, 5 shots on target as a team. 10 shots for 6, so I don't know. I feel like, yes, that was dominant, but I'm not convinced yet that we're going to be seeing a 3-0 series. I need to see a little bit more because that hot start did start to tamper off towards the latter half when we saw SMCC feel a bit more comfortable. And if you remember how they performed in the winners final, I think this is just a team that has slow starts on the blue side. So we saw them get that goal at the end as well. I feel there is a real chance that we could be seeing another crazy series on our hands. Link Mannix just having some fun. Got that reset, got that nice second touch, but wasn't able to do much more after it. Shambo, though, gets shut down by Lapista. From underneath, Link Mannix goes for the dribble, goes for the flick, stays underneath, but Tobag was there. Toba G was there. Yes, Tobag. I've done that before, and I will do it again. Lapista clearing it across that middle of the pitch. Does lead to some pressure, but not enough to turn into a goal just yet. Link Mannix looking to set up Clam. Ball off that backboard. Toba G from underneath has to bump Link Mannix away. Eventually, Lapista will be the one who stays with it until Shambo clears it all the way across the field where Link Mannix makes first touch. Now trying to stay underneath themselves. Lose out on that 50. Toba G shot on target. Unable to find the full save there. Clam now will clear it across that middle of the field. Secret tries to stay with it, but can only go so far. As the ball is looking to fall into a dangerous spot, Toba G will be the one clearing it across that middle of the field from underneath. Secret goes for it, but doesn't make that full read. Shambo goes straight to Link Mannix. Shot target. Save made by Toba G again. Still 3:38 on the clock. Lapista has to fall back. Now struggling to stay with the play. doesn't quite get the read they were looking for. As now Clam is going to try to put one across that middle of the pitch. Double commit leads to a pinch as well, but it doesn't lead to a goal just yet. La Pista off that ceiling. Puts one back down. Double challenge. No, I thought it was a double commit until I realized there were two players on the same team. Fatigue kicking in for yours truly, and you have to think that's carrying over to the players a bit as well. Link Mannix unable to get it past that middle of the field. La Pista will have a look, pops it up. CWIC needs to attack, and it will be Toba G who gets it all the way into Link Mannix. Follow through from Secret. Gets the ball to the corner. La Pista with possession, but has to try and find a second touch. Shut down by Shambo. Clam using a lot of boost right there for a very weak touch, but it's a double commit again coming from the CWIC team. And with the counterattack now going the other way, this could be that go-ahead goal shut down on that goal line. Still halfway through this game. No goal scored yet. Good touch from Shambo. It was accurate, but not quite accurate enough. A Secret puts one over to Shambo, swing and a miss. Secret again, unable to stay underneath. Here comes Toba G. Actually able to stay with that play. Link Mannix tries to intercept it off of them. Now goes for a late flick. Shambo from underneath. One touch, two touch, bumped touch. La Pista now able to corral until Secret able to find it. Now, I've been saying no. Okay. 2 minutes left on the clock. Shambo staying with it. Still just unable to find that next touch. Very back and forth game, this one, with neither team able to break that gridlock. Every time they get close, it feels like someone is there. When I say close, okay, let me be a bit more descriptive. Every time the ball is getting close to the net on the attacking effort, both sides' defenses are just playing very far back, but then they do these late lunges, and it's making that last setup touch so difficult. I've never really seen defense quite like it before, and that's kind of why I've been a little bit thrown off at times. It's still aggressive defense, but it's aggressive defense based off of last-second timing, and I'm seeing it from both sides. It's making both attacks so difficult to execute because you sort of wait until your opponents essentially take that one step over the line into overcommitting, and then that's when you're looking to punish. But because it's happening both ways, neither time has just really been able to control the ball. It's been a very defensive game. I mean, the scoreline obviously reflecting that right now as we sit at 0-0 apiece. Could be seeing a 0-0 overtime. Haven't been able to catch one of these for a good long while. Oh, this is very tense game right now. GSLC had to play a 2v3. That's what happened to GSLC. Oh, look, you can get away with 2v3s for so long, but on grand final day, eventually it will catch up to you. Unfortunate to hear for that team as they were the favorites to take this tournament. And that could be, you know, realistically, any of our final three teams right now, I could see winning this whole thing. As Link Mannix will play it off that side wall. Clam unable to corral it now, has to find a way to attack once more, but hesitated a little bit too much. La Pista shot off that backboard. 5 seconds remaining. 0-0 overtime. Inbound, perhaps. Still a late flurry of offense. Doesn't turn into a goal. Let's do it again. Overtime, 0-0. And if that goal is scored by CWIC, they are going to be 2-0 up in the loser's bracket with a chance to go to a grand final, a rematch against Hawker. La Pista gets that ball down to Shambo, who will look to follow it through. Clam pops one up, but Secret should be able to put this wherever they want. No boost to follow it up, though. Yet Link Mannix's delicate touch might wind up working against them. Ball rolls back across that middle of the pitch. Clam with possession. Going to go for that solo play. Two defenders each off that back wall. All three on that back wall, actually. So Shambo, I should say, is the one who did eventually play it forward, but can't play it forward off that second touch. And all three defenders played all the way to the midfield this time. La Pista won't be able to win that challenge along the ground. 50-50 actually won out by the CWIC side. This could be dangerous. Here comes Shambo. Shot, target, goal. And it is a 2-0 series lead in favor of CWIC. Shambo just finds that strike. And now, one game away, CWIC, from going to our grand final. No pressure. I'm sure everyone is cool, calm, collected right now on the CWIC side, right? I'm sure they're going to be able to handle things. It's going to be a tough match, as you can see everyone loading in right now. This is going to be a tight one. You have to admit. Can they pull it off? Can they get the clean sweep? Or do we see the reverse sweep to go to a grand final matchup? You have to remember, too, we were at a Game 5 for SMCC. They were one game away from going to that grand final before, and now they need a reverse sweep to get back into that same position. It's a tough ask, especially when you look at the way how CWIC has been playing. It's been near lights out. Secret demo opens up the middle of the pitch. Shot's going to come from Shambo. Lapista tries to play it up the field, but already an attacker is there through that corner. Lapista goes for a nice flick. Doesn't get the second touch, though, before Toba G is able to find their way to that ball. Now looking for the second touch. Toba G throws it down. Shot from underneath. It came from Clam. It was saved by Shambo. And Lake Mannix unable to keep it straight. Now Shambo will look to play it across that middle of the field. Lapista steals it away. Tobag off that back foot is now in an awkward spot. Lake Mannix's challenge again goes high. And now poor Clam is alone on defense. Shambo centers it. Lake Mannix wraps around, makes the save. Middle of the pitch was open briefly. And it leads to a shot from Lake Mannix. Follow through from Lapista goes in. And that is a lead for SMCC. Not done yet, everybody. We still have a series to play, as it is a 1-0 series lead in favor of our team. Well, sorry, 1-0 game lead in favor of SMCC, our team in blue. Lapista from underneath swings and misses. So too does Clam. Oh, that's awkward. Toba G, though, doesn't really drive it deep to punish. Very unusual play. I think that's actually very fortunate for SMCC. Shambo as well. Weak touch, but does find the bump. Now finds the setup. Oh, that net was open. It's not going to be a goal just yet. Toba G off that backboard. Lapista doesn't get challenged, so is able to get some distance. Only briefly, though. Meatball up for grabs. Will be collected by Toba G. Tries to follow through underneath, but Lapista gets there first. Shambo racing back on defense is going to be put in an awkward spot because the bump play doesn't make contact. Good effort from Shambo. And Secret will play it across that middle of the field. Toba G looking for that setup, but is not going to be able to find a ball. Gets shut down in the corner, so Toba G goes for the pinch to cross that defense through. Link Mannix tries to stay with it, but Shambo comes in. Once again, the defense gets crossed up, but the ball's going to fall in an awkward spot. No one from the CWIC wanted to attack straight away. They want to take shots from the middle of the field. Pretty easy save for Link Mannix. As Shambo gets left with possession with boost to work with as well. Going to go for the dribble. Link Mannix almost got dunked on, and it's a Rule 1 between two teammates in the goal. Okay. Look, I believe in dedication to the Rule 1, but Lapista and Secret, you're on the same team. That's not how the Rule 1 is supposed to work. Oh, wait, no, Lapista's on the other team. Never mind. So they were on opposite teams. It still was a Rule 1 in the goal. Either way, look, this is how we see comebacks happen. This is how you keep dreams and hopes and all of that alive right now. SMCC, we're back within one. Well, we're going to be back perhaps in the series. There's still time left, so it's not as if the series is quite over yet. As a goal does go through, Clam now making it 3-0. Okay. That's probably going to do it. Yeah, that's almost certainly going to do it, I feel like, right there. So, big lead right now for them, 3-0. I think they can calm it down. I think we can relax a bit because they're probably going to be able to hold on to that until the end. As we do see some pressure now coming back up that other way. Shambo throwing it over and across. Looking to stay with it. I mean, a 3-goal comeback would be monumental. It would be. And it could start right here. Shambo's shot comes up high. No follow through underneath. Still 2 minutes to go. And it is CWIC looking just to get something on the board. Getting shut out 1 game away from the grand final isn't ideal. And that's why we're seeing that pressure. But again, Shambo's shot just comes across a little bit too high. Secret's going to be the one who throws it back towards that middle of the pitch. Clam with the touch. Dropping it down in front of the net. Shot from Shambo will go through. And we don't see the shutout. Instead, we see 1 goal get scored. I mean, people in the chat, they believe in the reverse sweep. They're throwing it down there. CWIC, though, off that post and in. I don't know. Reverse sweep seems very difficult at this stage. As we do move right along, 135 still to go off that kickoff. Clam doesn't quite get it in. Lapissa, though, will play it off the backboard. Link Mannix is there, muscling another one through. And that's probably going to be the dagger for our third game with SMCC. Getting one back over on CWIC. Still 128 left on that clock. Still time. I wouldn't say it's enough unless we get in a kickoff goal. However, with Clam playing, consistent defense, it's not going to be that easy to find the kickoff goal. Good touch from Clam as well, though, in the middle of the pitch with defenders being bumped around. That lob shot was dangerous. Yet, notice how Toba G pulled back instead of trying to stay with it. That's what I mean. We're not seeing that edge, I feel, out of CWIC. They don't want to play it forward with some of these setups, except for Shambo. Shambo has been that forward player. Shambo has definitely been, I would say, the best player on the pitch, even in this game, but it's just not been enough for them to find the win. The pass play doesn't work out. That could have been a huge, huge goal. Instead, I kind of feel as if that was the last attempt for game number 3. For game number 3, there's still going to be another chance for CWIC to punch that ticket to the grand final. La Pista, though, will get another in this third game. 5-1 lead right now. And now it's a dominant performance, which is a little bit surprising, all things considered. All righty. Here we go. Game number 3. Link Mannix. Oh, with the bump play. That got a little bit intense. Instead, we see that bounce back into the box. Shambo looking to stay with it, but isn't going to find that dunk just yet. Secret instead will play it off that wall. Big bump from Shambo. Actually does set up Shambo now. Ball slowly rolling towards the net. Oh, a couple commits, but no one able to follow it through entirely as Lapissa brings it back up that other way. Playing it through the corner right now. 2 attackers underneath. Neither is able to stay with that ball. Link Mannix is going to take the shot towards the goal. Bouncing it off the backboard, but not into that net just yet. And eventually the ball does hit the ground. SMCC take us back to a 1-game series, but it's still match point. So back against the wall. Reverse sweeps on the table now. So many shots taken by CWIC. 8 shots taken. Only 1 goal. That is an incredible defensive effort. And then you have 11 shots from the CMCC side. Look, I'm going to say something that might be a little bit controversial right here. 10 shots in a game normally is enough to win it, right? That's something I've kind of discovered. Like, most teams that find themselves getting 10 shots win those games. So, big turnaround from SMCC. That's exactly what they needed, Link Mannix. Probably going for a quick little break before coming back into this one. I mean, this series is now wide open yet again. SMCC wins game number 4. I think they take the series. Like, I got to be quite frank on that regards. I think they take game 4, they take the series. So that's what we're going to be looking out for as we will soon get back into it. Just sort of waiting for everyone to ready up. I'm a little bit worried where Link Mannix may have gone off to right about now. Hopefully they do get back in time. So too. Oh, yeah, they just jumped straight in. All right, yeah, they were just taking their time. Why not? Why not? There we go. Game number 4. Again, a trip to the grand final on the line between these two sides. As Clam is going to be the one who wins that kickoff ball coming through that corner, where Chambo will be the one who reads it. Secret with possession. Stoken away. Oh, that's not quite what Shambo was looking for. Ball played off that wall. Lapissa from underneath. Drive intercepted. Oh, we do see that clear out of the box, though. And then across that middle of the field, Shambo staying with the play. Shambo looking to make that read underneath. But only goes so far as we watch what Toba G can do. It's not Tobag. There's no such thing as a toe bag. Toes stay on the feet, not in bags. Besides, it'd be 2 bag anyways. Clam looking for Lapista forward. Looking for that go-ahead goal. Not going to find as Toba G. Does create a bit of space until Secret will be the one who actually gets it all the way into that corner. Actually gets a touch past 1 and 2 defenders. Oh, but Clam does enough. What a touch from Toba G. Whoa, explosive goal out of nowhere. Toba G gets, I guess, technically a double? Okay, sorry about that voice going a little high there. But, yeah, I guess that was kind of a double touch. Sort of. I don't know. It depends how you look at it. What I am looking at right now, though, is CWIC with a lead on match point and a chance to go to a grand final. That's very scary. That's very scary. This is a team, I don't believe they made grand final or even made, it this far in any of the previous AEL high school events. This could be a monumental performance right now from this young team at CWIC. They have a chance to really shake things up. Let's see if they're going to be able to put it all together. Shambo out of that back corner will be able to clear it up that pitch. Shambo now with collecting, touches it off post and in. Oh boy, here we go. CWIC, they're getting so much closer. But I'm going to ask, again, people behind the scenes, if you have to be tuning in and listening, has CWIC made it this far before? Because I know Hawker has won it in the past. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, Hawker won our very first one. Our very first AEL high school event back at the start of the year. No, they didn't win the first. They won the second event. They won semester 2. And then it wasn't GSLC, I believe, won semester 3. Is CWIC potentially going to put themselves in position to win semester 4? I believe that's how it went. I could be mistaken. Either way, 3 minutes still on the clock. Link Mannix will clear it across that middle of the pitch. Someone looking to stay with that ball. Let's get it all the way to the end. And yeah, no, this is the furthest CWIC has made it. A chance for a final would be massive for this team. They just need to hold on to that 2-goal lead. Meanwhile, Link Mannix and co. trying to bring it back. I mean, I don't believe SMCC realistically has made it that far either. So both these teams, a lot to play for. 2.5 minutes to go. Halfway through game 4, and it's a 2-goal lead. We've seen this before, though. If any team is going to come back from a 2-goal lead right now, my money would be on SMCC. However, Tobaji is going to smack that in. 3-0 lead, CWIC. They're pulling further and further ahead. They're getting closer and closer to making it all the way. Oh, smiles on the faces of everyone. They know how close they are. They know. They can taste it. They can feel it. They want that grand final appearance. They want that rematch against Hawker. As Shambo will push it across the middle of the field. Link Mannix has to play it all the way towards that backboard. Guys to go for that touch to the corner, but Shambo's already there. Ball falling in front of the net. Clam underneath will clear some space. Ball again bouncing towards that center. But with under 2 minutes remaining, Shambo shot. It's accurate, but it's not in. 1:50 still to go. And it will be Toba G playing it again through that corner. Gets that second touch, but another shot comes up just that little bit short. And with only 1:40 remaining, 100 seconds, 3 goals separating the two teams. I don't know if the comeback happens. I don't know if SMCC digs out of this hole. They need this goal. Lake Mannix, but it's going to be saved by Shambo. It's a pretty easy save for the defender as well. I don't want to say victory lap just yet. I don't want to call it over. I know SMCC, they have a couple fans in the chat. They've been showing their support throughout the day. And I love seeing that passion. I love seeing people cheering their team on. However, it might not be enough today. And it's been a great run. If SMCC do fall short here, it's been a great run for this team. They made every game they were in competitive. But as we approach our final minute, it feels like the attacking power of Shambo and co. has been a bit too much for SMCC to handle. Digging deep, never giving up. Calling for the comeback. I just don't know if it's going to be there. They need to score on this attack, and it's just possession working against them. 30 seconds left, and Toba G gets the hat trick to put the dagger in. It's going to be CWIC making the run through the losers bracket. They lost the first series of the day 2-1. Now, if that had been a best of 5, who knows where we could have gone. Fortunately, we are going to find out. But they're going to make that run all the way through the losers bracket. As we saw a little bit of a chat issue right there. Link Mannix saying issues with the game. You hate to see it in situations like this. This is exactly where you don't want to have those types of technical difficulties. But alas, sometimes things happen outside of our control. 5-0 now as Toba G gets a 4th goal. Hey, Jake, how you doing? I see you. You can say hi. I'll say hi back. I've got my eyes on the chat. As we do move on. 8 seconds left. And eventually we get a last dribble all the way towards the net. Toba G needs to make it 6-0. Needs to end this one with one last goal. What a series that was to take us to our grand final. It's going to be CWIC taking on Hawker, or dare I say Hawker taking on CWIC. A rematch from the first round, which we didn't get to catch on stream. And hi, Henry. Yeah, I see you there too. Hello there. Look, you can only get so many of those, all right? If everyone starts asking for shout-outs, and then who knows what happened. No. But, yeah, big thank you. I'm sorry your team fell short, Henry. It was a very close match, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately, for that team. But CWIC, they will be the challengers. Hawker, technically a returning champion, but they didn't really even put it together. They didn't finish last season. It's a chance for redemption in a sense as well. A seasonal redemption, a redemption a year long in the making. It's going to be a very fun final match, a grand final match, in fact. So do stay with us. We will be back. Oh, it's going to be good. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is that time, our final series of Rocket League to be played here, released for AEL Term 4 High School. Look, this has been a fun year when it comes to this event. It's the first year we've really kind of explored High School Rocket League in AEL. Back in Term 1, Hawker were our inaugural champions. They now have a chance to do it again. In Term 2, it was SMCC, a team that got taken down by a team who's made it to the finals for their first time in CWIC. A chance for 4 teams over 4 terms to all win this event. That in itself is phenomenal. Or do we see that return of Hawker to go the distance? Now, it is a ViewSonic smartboard up for grabs. This piece of hardware, this amazing piece of hardware, is valued at $5,600. It is a serious prize. And for a chance for one school to be getting away with 2 of them, or for 4 schools all to have one, both is incredible in its own right. And before we do kick off this final, the last thing I do want to talk about, actually not really involving teams sort of playing here, but it's going back to Calandra, I believe, who went the distance or came close last year. Actually, I'm not sure. I could be getting that wrong. Calandra did win Term 3, but I'm getting players and positions confused. That's not the point. What I'm trying to get at, if you have a chance, check out Fernando, a previous player of AEL, recently put together a 50-minute documentary about their experience in this event. And the reason why that's kind of striking me right now as we approach yet another grand final, it's one thing to be sitting on the sidelines watching. It's another thing to be sitting in this chair and commentating. But until you see those moments or these projects or what it means to these players, sometimes it takes that little bit of extra to sink in. This is going to be an important series for all these players. They have worked all year long for some of them. For the Hawker side, this has been a year in the making. For their opponents, I mean, it's definitely been at least a term in the making to get to this point. And that's just in terms of this event in and of itself. All of the Rocket League that they have played up to this point, all of the work, practice that they have put in while studying, putting high school first, while sort of dealing with pitfalls, dealing with challenges. It all comes down to this one series. So keeping that in mind for both of these teams to sort of make it to the final grand final of the biggest high school event through AEL yet, it means a lot. And now we're going to crown a champion. That's pretty dang cool. So, without further ado, let's go to the pitch. SMCC will be in blue. CWIC will be in orange. I'm not very good at the deep and meaningful stuff. Hopefully we'll get better at that with time. See, even I'm still practicing and learning as we go through it. And it is not SMCC. Apologies. That is Hawker on the blue side. Yeah, see, I'm definitely still learning and improving as we go. Hawker, of course, Fruity, Zenix, and Ultras. CWIC, Secret, Shambo, and Toba G. Only one of these teams will win this best of 5 and be that champion. Now, look, if CWIC is going to pull off an upset, and yes, I'm going to call it an upset, I still think Hawker are the favorites in this one. I'm going to want to see a bit more from Secret. That losers final was very much the Toba G and Shambo show. More so Shambo than Toba G picked it up towards the end. I'm going to want to see more out of that Secret player. Meanwhile, though, if we're going to see Hawker come out on top, Ultras needs to be consistent. There were moments where Ultras looked like the best player on the pitch. There were moments where Ultras just was always in the wrong spot. Zenix was strong. Fruity was trying too hard. But just like their YouTube videos, by the way, check out Fruity. The YouTube videos are amazing. You can't... Oh, I can't believe I just talked about how important this was and then throw some shade at Fruity. Now, Fruity's YouTube channel is amazing. Check them out. But, yeah, either way, they're got to be strong as well. So both these teams realistically do need to bring that A game. Now, what are the problems I saw from CWC in that losers final was at times they tend to hold back. And one of the problems that we saw from Hawker was at times they tend to get a bit over-aggressive. So, in theory, most of this game should be being played on that orange side of the pitch. But so far, it's actually mostly been on that blue side. And if this is an adaptation from DCWIC, if they are showing depth to their level of play, I mean, we're seeing shots from Secret like that. That's going to make the CWIC team very, very, very dangerous here in our grand final. As Fruity is able to get a bit more pressure through. Zenek with the touch is able to follow that up. Also very interesting to see that usually Hawker, they were going out to these very fast starts in that winners final, and then it felt like every single time they just weren't able to maintain that level of success while playing aggressive. We'll see if how it works out this time. That could be an opening. Ultras just cannot quite get there in time. That looked dangerous. Secret will be the one who wins out that challenge in the middle of the field, and it's going to go in. Secret, the player who I wanted to see more from, gets the opening goal. Fantastic shot from Secret right there. Really well done. And that is CWIC. First step towards a bit of redemption. A bit of a miracle run. I mean, to have it happen too. Hawker has not lost a game. I need to emphasize that all semester long. This team has been undefeated. They're now 2-0 down. When I say haven't lost a game, I should say they haven't lost a series. All right. They have not lost a series. Shambo, just right spot, right time. Had that backboard read down pat. 2-0 lead now in favor for our team in orange. Great start. Great start. That's the exact start that they were looking for in this one. As we do see another touch from Ultras. This time it will be Tobag. Toba G with the save. I got to do... every time I call them Tobag, that should be like 5 push-ups, right? That's how that works. Xenex, though, from underneath is going to get a goal. And we're back within 1. That's Fruity. Unable to create the distance realistically required. It looked like they were looking for the bump. I'm surprised that Toba G wasn't able to fall back and make that save. So, a little unlucky, but at the end of the day, still going to be a 1-goal game. 2:25 on the clock. Xenex will be the one who wins that challenge across the middle of the field. Toba G, though, able to get to it. And what a redirect from Shambo. Thought that one was going in. Shambo is so dangerous with these shots. Like, every touch always seems to be on target towards that net. Definitely someone you would want on your side. As we see a challenge in front of said net. Actually wind up going back towards that corner. Ultras looks to make the read out from it. Trying to stay with that play from underneath. Gets demoed. That's a little bit awkward. Toba G trying to clear it back up to that other side. Xenex is going to be the one who has to try and stay on the play. Ultras will clear it across that corner. Big demo. Oh, that almost turned into an awkward situation as Shambo takes the shot. Ultras from the goal line. Comes up with a nice save themselves. Still a minute 30. Secret. Gets that ball all the way to the backboard. Ultras from underneath. Does force a bit of space. Now it's going to be Toba G looking to find a gap, an avenue, something to play for. Kind of gets jammed up in the corner, trying to turn it into a strike, but it's unable to find it at the end of the day. Now Shambo will have to go up for something. A bit of a swing, a bit of a miss as well. As Xenex tries to play it in the corner. That angle from Secret nearly hits its mark. Toba tries to fall back, but Secret's going to stay with it. Looking for the bump, doesn't find it. Ball bouncing in a dangerous spot. Secret again, shot going to be saved, although at the end of the day, Hawker is running out of time. Fruity able to get across that middle of the field as Toba G will have to stay back forward, puts one up and across that middle of the pitch. Doesn't jump for the second touch, and that's going to give space back, and at least till Shambo is able to stay with it. Knows how Shambo jumps up for it. I love those subtle differences between players with that bit more experience. Shambo knows attack the ball in those situations. And speaking of attacking the ball, Ultras almost gets a late flick for that tying goal with 30 seconds remaining. Fruity's going to look for it as well, but too many defenders are in that box. 20 seconds left. Ultras puts it up, has boost to work with, has a fake touch, but it doesn't create the space required. Fruity's follow through stays a bit too tight, and it didn't look like Xenex wanted to risk it. Now Secret gets it across that middle of the pitch. Ultras puts another one high, up and above. Defense needs a good touch. They don't have it, but the strike is wide, and CWIC survive game number 1. They go up in the series 1-0. Oh, boy. If every game is going to be that tense, it's going to be interesting. But CWIC leading in shots was not what I expected from game 1. I expected Hawker to come out a little bit hotter. Perhaps that time may have gotten to them a bit. We'll see. They still have time to bring it back, though, as we move ahead and look ahead to game number 2. It's going to be a tough series, I think. It's going to be a tough little comeback, you would have to imagine, as we do get ready to go. 0-0 still on the board. Kickoff. Actually goes a little bit strong. Secret had a chance on that cheat. Oh, that could have been massive. Instead, Ultras is going to try to take it back that other way. Ball does waterfall down over to Toba G, who swings and misses. Here comes Fruity. Touch towards the net. Shambo from underneath gets it off that top crossbar. Ultras has a read, but again, can't get it past that defense. Still 4:40 to go as Fruity puts one up, Ball off the roof. Looks for the second touch, but doesn't find it. Xenex across that middle of the field. Shot from Ultras. What a snipe! Ultras. Big goal. 112 kilometers an hour. But look at that. Shambo just bumping their teammate out of the way. And somehow that shot finds the gap. That is massive. And CWIC now are in a tough situation. They got to play from behind. I mean, this is Hawker's specialty. These early leads. Can they hold on to it this time? I feel as if that goal could be a turning point. Or Shambo could find something here. No! Defense does just enough. Xenex, credit for the save. I thought Toba G had that. Secret still going to try to keep that pressure down and in. Shambo with the follow through. Looking to set up Toba G, who can't stay behind it. Secret as well puts one up, but not quite in. Xenex swing and a miss. Ultras gets there first. Shambo could have beaten Ultras, and I felt like Shambo had an angle. Giving up on the play turns into a goal the other way, and now Hawker, they're the team with the 2-0 lead. Still a lot of time left in the second game. But I feel as if that's going to be a pretty comfortable lead to hold on to as we keep on marching along. 2-0 advantage in favor of that Hawker side. Ultras will be able to clear it off that backboard. Second touch nearly goes in, and then it's a swing and a miss from Secret. Oh, another chance for CWIC. That's just so close, and they're unable to convert it through. Very tight situations. Very tight situations. Ultras putting one up. Gets that second touch. Fruity. Oh, unable to get it past Toba G as now Secret looks to take it back that other way through that corner. Ultras are from behind. Xenex from in front. They don't pinch. In fact, the ball gets behind them. But Shambo not in position for that read. This is looking like such a Hawker game right now. They get a fast lead, and then things slowly start to crumble around them, and they just try to do enough to hold on. Fruity gets that ball towards that backboard, but isn't able to find that shot straight away. As we continue along, Shambo will be the one who gets it all the way to that back corner. Shot from Shambo across the net, but Fruity gets there first. Can Xenex find that read off that backboard? Xenex wants to create space, wants to create that distance. Double commit from underneath. Doesn't open a pathway through, not just yet. Secret will be the one with possession. Bumping Fruity off the ball. Shambo doesn't get that touch. As we go the other way, Secret will corral it. Secret will flick it. Secret will shoot it. Ultras has to play through that corner, but Secret stays on and pass back across the middle. Shambo wasn't there. Shambo was expecting a challenge in the corner, and that causes the attack to fizzle. And I don't know if that's a case of Hawker being aware of their opponent's positioning or good fortune, but it does result in yet another goal, 3-0 lead. And Hawker has tied this series up, I feel. Ultras, good shot, crossing up that defense. Oh, boy. Yeah, we can't have a sweep in our final. That's just not allowed. Just not allowed. It was written in the rules by me this morning. Grand final, no sweep. Yep. So you're welcome, everybody, for ensuring that we do get a tight grand final. I think that's just, you know, not to take all the credit. I think Hawker deserves some for winning this game, and definitely CWIC definitely deserves some for even getting to this stage and winning that first game as well, very convincingly, too. 2 convincing wins, actually, for each of these teams. Leading to an interesting situation. Fruity across the middle, caught by Shambo, who will get bumped around. That's going to lead to a shot from Toba G, who can't get it past, but the follow-up from Secret, it was on target. I don't know how Ultras was there for the save. Really well done yet again by this Hawker defense. That definitely should be enough to put this second game away. As Ultras puts one over to Shambo. Now has to try to follow through underneath. Unable to stay with it. Xenex will be the one trying to clear it across that center of the pitch. But she winds up in possession of Fruity, who has a lot of space to work with, but not a lot of boost. Very unfortunate for Fruity. Could have been a goal. Could have been a very nice goal. Xenex, though, will be the one who finds it. Open net. Does get converted. A 4-0 lead in favor of our team in blue. So Hawker They put performances like this, they're going to win this tournament. They're going to be our Term 4 champions. They're going to be the first team to win 2 AEL high school events for Rocket League. I can't speak for other esport titles. But for Rocket League, they could be the first, and that would be exciting in its own right. Let's see what happens. That second touch almost squeaks in. That could have been huge, but it's not quite there just yet. Here comes Shambo's shot. Again, it's going to be saved by Zenik. As Ultras is going to try to push one forward. Zenik trying to stay with that play from underneath. Ultras does win out on that challenge. The ball's going to bounce all the way towards that opposite net, but not quite find its mark just through. All right, final 15 seconds. It is definitely done, dusted, and over. Game number 2. Let's just jump ahead. Let's move ahead to game 3. This is a grand final, and we don't want any breaks on this train. We want to just plow through the station and keep on riding on. 3, 2, 1. Ball hits the ground. Not yet, and, well, Secret doesn't get the touch. That's okay. Towbag does, and it keeps it alive still. And we see that clear now. Back up that other way. Chambo does down it. Hawker goes. Hawker goes 1-1. All right, pressure on CWIC. Bouncing back from that game is going to be a challenge. A shutout with 8 shots on target. Always difficult, but again, you crack 10 shots, you win games. Look at that. Just more proof. As if we needed more proof, but there's more proof on my 10-shot theory. Here we go. Game number 3 right now. Win this, and you are on tournament point. Demo from Toba G. It's not going to stop that ball from going towards that orange side of the pitch. Do we see another quick start from the Hawker side? Someone's got to make that read on Secret, and it was Ultra. Zenex tries to follow it through. Good touch from Shambo out of the corner, but no one to throw it to. Fruity bouncing it back towards that net where Toba G will connect. Shambo now from above. Shot down towards the goal. Here comes Toba G. It's underneath, and it is in. CWIC shut out an entirety of game number 2. Comes out in game 3 swinging. And Toba G makes it a 1-0 game. That's a big goal to start off this series. Will they be able to keep these goals going, though? That's going to be that big question as we kind of see. A little bit of that back and forth. Toba G forced to fall back. Now having a look up above. Do they find that read? Do they find that touch? Shambo will be the one who will look to clear it across that middle of the field. As Ultras has to try and push it back. Back and forth we go. Fruity puts up another one into that corner. Now back towards the center. Shot saved initially by the defense. Fruity can't stay with the play. Instead, it's going to be a pass back across. Ultras has to fall back but cannot get there in time. Puts up another meatball for Secret. Across that middle of the field, Fruity will collect. Ultras from underneath. Doesn't get to that touch. Fruity does, however, get it all the way to that backboard. Ultras into the corner. Doesn't stay with it now. Back towards that middle of the pitch. A lot of contact, a lot of physicality, but not a lot of openings for either team. Secret may have found one there, but needed a lot more power on that touch. So Fruity does enough to find a good setup, actually. Ball waterfalls down, and even with the demo, no one from Hawker wanted to commit. Shambo now going the other way. Ultras looked out of position, back facing the ball, but finds that perfect bicycle kick save. Does get a demo as well on the Secret, and you would expect that to turn into a Hawker attack, yet Shambo does enough to clear it back to that blue side of the pitch. Also, again, Toba G, I think, was the real hero on that clear. Either way, Ultras through that corner. Unable to get too much pressure down, so we'll be looking to try again, I imagine, especially with these weak defensive touches. I get a little concerned when I see weak defensive touches from CWIC not get punished by Hawker. I want to see that aggressive edge from Hawker. I think they look best when they're throwing themselves at the play. At the moment. Down a goal. Shambo. Ooh, goes for the fake, and it almost works. But now that net looks open. Xenix is there. Defense bites, fake, but no, you don't fake Toba G. Toba G comes up big. Toba G sets up Shambo, who goes for a nice little late flick, and it turns into an own goal. We had gone all afternoon long without the own goal. And then Fruity, probably thinking an own goal would be great for my next meme YouTube video, just puts it in. Just puts it in the net. And there you go. 2-0 lead. CWIC, they're 2 minutes, 20 seconds away from going to tournament point. Oh, that's got to be pressure. They're going to be feeling it now. You'd have to imagine. Again, this team, they weren't the number 1 team. They were the number 8 seeded team in our top 8. They were the only team in the top 4, dare I say, that weren't undefeated before coming in to said top 4. And now they have a chance to go to tournament point. Like, this is an upset. This is one of those runs that can only happen with a mix of hard work and determination throughout a season and having everything come together on the day itself. CWIC, can they hold on? 100 seconds left. Shambo with a chance. But isn't going to find that goal. Not on this moment. Ultras going to try and look for a gap, look for something to try and turn things around. Hawker does not want to go down. Not like this. Granted, game number 2, Hawker looked super dominant, and we know that's still in them. I mean, there's nothing to say that match or tournament point, dare I say, is tournament secured. I still think it's going to be a tough game 5, but as it sits, just a minute remaining, a 2-0 lead. Shambo with possession, still playing it forward. I'm feeling like this is going to be CWIC's chance, although perhaps we're getting ahead of ourselves because that net was as open as you can get. And 51 seconds for a team as explosive as Hawker is more than enough time. See, I was under the assumption we would have seen more of that CWIC defense. Well, now I hope we get to see it because this is a tight situation. Fruity off this kickoff. Doesn't get the space required. Ball across that middle of the field. Ultras is there. Ball will fall in a dangerous spot. Secret has to maintain possession. Does find the second touch, but actually needed a third. Good job by Ultras off that kickoff. Xenex has to feel a bit backflip, apparently, and that was not the launch that they needed. There was a small window, and that window's getting smaller as time works against him. 23 seconds left. Fruity almost gets it in, but it comes off the post instead. 17 seconds, enough time for one more shot perhaps. Xenex is going to try to get the defense to bite, and Secret is going to find the gap. That clear is massive. 10 seconds to go, but no one wants to pressure. Ultras with space, goes for a musty it looked like, but couldn't find it. And that should do it for game number 3. Goes to CWIC. 2-1 series lead, 2-1 game victory. Here we go. Tournament point. A chance for redemption for today, a chance for an upset for the entire tournament. At the start of this all, I would not have picked CWIC to be our champions. Well, they are 5 minutes away from pulling it off. Can they do it? Can't help but knock the desk in excitement. This is a big one. Kickoff. Winds up in possession of Ultras. They would love an opening goal on Hawker, but Toba G is there for that initial save, and now they'll clear it back across that middle of the field. Has Secret as well to their side. Ball bouncing out of that corner. Chambo saw where Fruity was, did not want to commit. Play it safe. Play it cool. Play it calm. Play collected. We saw CWIC struggle in that losers bracket final when they were on tournament point. It was their sloppiest game, that game 3. I wouldn't be surprised if we see similar nerves in this game. And Hawker is a team that I expect to rise to those nerves, that they're a bit more experienced. If any team's going to make a 2-game comeback, it is going to be that Hawker side, as Ultras is going to get that first goal. What a read from the backboard. And this is what I'm talking about. Hesitation on CWIC to step up and make that play. Secret, in fact, getting stuck on the post. And then Ultras, full commitment for the punish. 4:19 to go. Kickoff. Winds up near Ultras, but not enough to follow it through in its entirety. As Shambo will be falling back briefly. Now it's going to go up for the play. Touch stopped from underneath. I'm not sure where Ultras came through, but that was a massive save. As Shambo thought they had that goal. Now Ultras goes back the other way. Lob shot. It's accurate. Toba G gets a massive save, but here comes the follow through from Ultras. It's off the post. No! And not in. A 2-goal cushion could have been enough potentially to put them into game number 5. Oh, man. Back and forth we go. Ultras, another opportunity. This time will be shut down by Shambo. who's going to look to stay with it. Touch towards that net. Fruity from underneath is there to clear the space. Secret and Toba G will be able to fall back, but Fruity's already looking for that setup, already looking for Ultras. That shot ain't going to miss this time. 2-goal lead in favor of Hawker. Here we go. Hawker has plenty of time to hold on. Can they do it? Can they put this onto a game 5 for all of them marbles? Fruity back on defense. Trying to create that space. Ball will come off that corner from underneath. Xenix is there, but so too is Shambo, who will stay with this play. This is how you turn things around if you're on CWIC. What an individual effort! Shambo will not be denied today. Interception, maintains possession. That ball never hit the ground. That ball never hit the post. I don't care if it was 5 kilometers per hour short. That is an A-plus goal given the circumstance, and CWIC is fighting back. Kickoff. Does go back against Shambo right now, and now Shambo's looking to do it again. No boost, but looking for the read. Ultras stays just far enough back, and now it's a 2v1. Ultras going for the solo play. Gets it to the backboard. Here comes Fruity, and with the bump, we have a 2-goal differential yet again. I mean, first of all, Ultras, I mean, pure effort on that to get it through. And I said there was a bump. I thought it came from Ultras, but it was actually Secret pumping Toba G. Small defensive collapse gives up the 1-goal differential, and off this kickoff, Ultras looks for another. But Toba G will come through with the save. Halfway through this game number 4, and we're still shaping up to see a game number 5. Shambo trying to put in that effort, but just is getting too much physicality thrown their way, just completely bumped and turned around. And that's another great shot from Ultras. They kind of pinched it off the defender right there, 114 kilometers per hour. 3-goal cushion. That's the one. That's the one that I think is kind of confirmed we're going to be going to a game 5. Oh, boy. I believe we have seen a game 5 in the past, or we've seen a decider in the past, casting with my good friend J.R. Tins. It was a crazy one. And now we're going to see it again. Secret from underneath won't find that next touch. Xenix, however, will. Does set up Toba G, who actually puts one on target right there. Doesn't get the second read, but that's what Secret is for. Finds the first touch, but Fruity pops one up instead. Toba G is going to look to stay with it. Look for the reset off the ceiling. Ball still is in a very dangerous spot. Kind of strange that CWIC, they kind of left themselves in an awkward position, so they weren't able to punish it on that instance. As we hit our final minute 40, will be Toba G. Light touch again towards that net. Unable to corral it in its entirety. Xenix trying to place it across the middle. That's a good shutdown by Shambo. If they can turn this to a goal, maybe there's a way back in this game. However, Fruity will clear it back up towards the other side of the pitch, and that should do. That should do it with the time. That should do it with the space. Oh, Xenix found that goal right there. It definitely would have been the dagger in game 4. Instead, we see a clear back the other way. Hold on. Okay, now we're interested again because, look, my ratio, everyone has that mental ratio, right, where it's like, okay, if they get a goal every this amount of time, they can maybe make this comeback. I like to play the 30-second rule. I like to give it within 30 seconds. That's where you have space for the comeback. I think there's still space here. Now, I want to see a relatively quick goal from Hawker, or sorry, from CWIC if they are going to make that comeback. And Shambo does just that. Okay, hello. Shambo, post read in. Oh, my goodness. Shambo has taken their play to the next level in this 4th game on a purely individual level. Minute 3 remaining, and that goal lead by Hawker is looking very, very fragile. Kickoff almost does go through, but here comes Shambo through that corner. Fruity is going to try to hold it in place. Shambo can try to go for the challenge, but instead attempted to play patiently, attempted to slow play it. Now Xenix tries to find Ultras underneath, but Ultras is kind of in no man's land. Not enough power from Toba G to really punish. Secret does throw it more towards the middle. Shambo has a look, but saw Xanax and didn't fully commit. I like that challenge from Ultras, but unfortunately it works against them. Shambo full boost with possession. Has Secret across the middle. The pass. It's connected. The lob shot. It's nearly there. Fruity doesn't get the second touch that Shambo expected. Shot from underneath from Tobaji. Will be safe. And then they missed the open net. Oh, the equalizer was there and it's found. Shambo puts it through. And we have a tie game with 16 seconds left. Oh my. When Tobaji missed the ball, I thought that was game. But again, Shambo will not be denied this school's first championship. Next goal, if it comes from CWIC, will do it. They've got to find it, though, but it's Ultras looking to lead the charge the other way. He's going to be able to find some distance, but I don't think we have to get... No. We go to overtime. This one goes the distance. Here we go. 4-4. Fruity wins that kickoff. Secret gets there first, tries to pinch it, tries to create some space. Xenex will be able to clear across that center. Tobaji off that backboard does find Shambo, who is immediately challenged. Hawker does not want to give Shambo any space whatsoever. Xenex will be the one leading the charge, but it will be Shambo who creates that space again, wins another challenge across the middle. Tobaji back down, and Fruity immediately demo Shambo. They know Shambo cannot be allowed to take those shots. Well, now Shambo will have that space, courtesy of said demo. Ultras tries to throw things down, but here comes Shambo for the aerial, over the top, and it is done! CWIC win Term 4. They are the high school champions! Oh my goodness. When it comes to the individual play of one player taking a series over, I don't think I've ever seen it as dramatic as that in a good long while. Shambo would not be denied on this day. What a comeback. 3-goal comeback with a minute in, I believe, 20 seconds remaining. It was a minute 14 when they got it back within 2. And they turn it to an overtime victory. Well done, CWIC. Championship, well deserved. Look, I wanted a Game 5. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit disappointed that wasn't Game 5. But you cannot be disappointed in how any of these students played today. And I'm talking about all of them. Those who played today and even those who played throughout the entirety of the event. Again, it's been another fantastic season here at AEL. I go back to how important events like these are to these students. I mean, not only is it, sometimes that monochrome escape, a chance to pursue hobbies, which as we know is important for developing minds, but the team building skills, the, self-building skills, the ability to handle pressure, to rise above it, to sometimes even fail and learning how to fail. I mean, this loss is going to hurt Hawker. It mentally, they're going to have to find ways to bounce back, but I know these players, some of the students I've recognized throughout the Rocket League scene, they'll be fine, and it will be a great experience for them, winning or losing. And I feel, in a lot of ways, being able to facilitate and foster these environments is always going to be a promising thing for esports, just like traditional sports, and it's always great to see it go. So it's sort of on that note as well. One last time, I'd like to thank a lot of the sponsors for allowing this to happen. ViewSonic, Chatime, AOC, Indomie, Rig, Intel, big thank yous to all of them. A big thank yous, too, to all the schools who participated and all the teachers who support their students in endeavors like this. I know esports is still kind of a new, scary thing for a lot of schools. So to see so many schools each semester and seeing this grow more and more, always a fantastic thing. For someone who's been sort of involved in the high school esports scene for several years right now, its growth, it's getting there. Every year, it seems more and more. It's fantastic. More and more schools getting involved. More and more events. More and more opportunities for the students for a chance to sort of compete as well. It's fantastic stuff. A thank you for everyone who tuned in and watched. And a thank you, again, obviously, to AEL for putting this on. And most importantly, a thank you to all the students for once again providing great entertainment for people like me who are tuning in to watch along. Look, it's been another fantastic semester. I cannot wait to see where this event goes next year. I hope to see it only grow bigger and better places. ViewSonic, fantastic prize. Again, just to throw that out there, that is a 4th ViewSonic smartboard. this time going over to CWSE, valued at $5,600 going to that school. We gave 4 of them away throughout the season to 4 different schools, and that's pretty cool. That's really, really cool. So on that note, if you enjoyed my casting, please do follow @FormalCasting on Twitter. I do a lot of things, again, a lot of high school things, so keep your eyes and ears open, as well as, you know, just being around. And have a great summer break, everybody. I know it's right around the corner. Have a Merry Christmas, have them happy holidays, and until next AEL high school season, see you then.